100% Hard AF Seltzer is now live in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Texas, Ohio, Montana, Idaho, Oregon, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Illinois. Go to hardafseltzer.com today, click on the store locator, and enter your city or zip to find the closest location nearest you.
We are gold for energy. Send it. Incoming. Put the money in the bag, man.
As I said, your paycheck is your thank you.
What's going on back there? This is awesome! Welcome to Earth! No. Who's flying the plane? Get cockpit. Go. God.
Black Rifle Energy, dropping near you.
Welcome to Drinkin Bros, presented by OmahaSteaks.com. Yeah, welcome to Drinkin Bros, kids. Fake news has now become real news, D'Anthony, I feel like. It's almost weird to say it at this point. And a lot of people have been tagging us, asking us, are you guys the real news now? Because this is starting not to become fake anymore with these predictions that you and I have made, especially over the last year. I don't know the answer. I mean, we'll talk about it today. And yeah, it's very strange. Very strange. That Kimmel thing, I said word for word on this fucking show yesterday, and it all came true. We will get deep into that because I think that story got overshadowed. That story overshadowed the Antifa thing. I did not hear about that. Dan writes the fake news on a weekly basis, and I'm just as excited to get into that as well. So, holy shit, here we go. In the meantime, though, Ryan Mills is in town for Hard AF Seltzer. Rye Guy, what you got for us?
Yes,
we got the tall boys out right here in HEB.
Right here, too.
2 flavors. You got Blue Ras that you're drinking. I've got Green Apple right here. It's at the HEB down there. Where else is it at?
Yeah, so singles is first day of the launch, but I got it in Liquor Galore, HEB down here off of 290. Cedar Valley Spirits, which again is right here by the studio. Simply Liquor and Sachet. And then check any location that currently carries the 12 packs. That's what I'm hitting first.
Okay.
Along with that, I got all the liquor lands in DFW. The Woodshed in Fort Worth is a nice little bar. It has a patio, and they're big components of us. And then Beverage Depot in Dallas and Teaser in Rowlett next Friday, September 26th. I'll be there, passing it out and drinking with you.
You're doing a little tasting out there?
Absolutely.
Look at you, dude. Look at you, Rye Guy.
Right for the brand.
Hey, man of the people, dude. Man of the people. Ryan Mills, we appreciate it. Where is that Liquor Galore in 290?
No, Liquor Galore's in Weatherford.
Okay.
My hometown.
Yeah, you said 290, dude.
Did I? I said the Cedar Valley
There's
Spirits.
a lot of
My
pressure on
barbecue.
this show, dude. I understand.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
understand it. I feel the weight of the goddamn world every day.
Hey, players fuck up, all right?
Yeah, no, I understand that. Travis Kelce lost his game to the Eagles last week. It happens.
I didn't fumble. I didn't miss the pass.
No, well, he fumbled a little bit. He didn't lose the game. He did both in that one. But thank you for all your hard work in getting this out there in the state of Texas. Greatly appreciate it, and it's a big day for us here.
As long as he's not, as long as he doesn't fumble Taylor Swift.
He's not.
'Cause that's a lot of money.
That would be the worst. That would be the worst fumble of all time.
You got to at least repregnantize her. I mean, the worst fumble of all time is Stedman not getting Oprah pregnant, but I don't think she does P&V.
I don't either, and I think Stedman did exactly what he was supposed to do in order to keep that money rolling. So I'm not gonna. That was a Stedman thing, an Oprah thing, not a Stedman thing on that one.
Oh, I don't think. Yeah, he was trying or anything.
No.
We got some house clean. I mentioned this the other day.
Do you want to show the clip on Instagram so you can tell your buddy that it wasn't him?
Well, he knows it wasn't him.
I understand
that's
that.
what being someone means, is knowing when it's you or not. So we posted this clip of me and Rob talking about some dipshit
Rob O'Neill
from the FBI, trying to say this looked like a professional hit or whatever, and that person is named Stuart Kaplan. I'm told he spent 15, 20 minutes at the FBI and then became a criminal defense attorney or some shit like that.
all the way to the right. There you go, Bob. Keep going.
Yeah,
Yep,
you don't need to play it.
Well,
People
you can
go
just
look
pause it right there because that's it, right?
Yeah, this is the screen cap that the AI grabbed, and that's my buddy James Gagliano on the right. He's an actual, like, I don't know how long he was in the FBI, but he retired from the bureau.
Right.
He's also a West Point grad, which is kind of gay, to be honest, but an infantry officer, which is slightly less gay.
Yeah, and he
was also mayor of Cornwall on Hudson.
Oh, really?
For like 4 years, yeah, for a full term, which
That's
is
wild.
kind of an odd thing. After he retired from the FBI, he did that.
I
But
like
that's
that.
him. That's him.
I like
the
that,
bald
actually.
dude on the right. When he asked me, he was like, "What the hell did you like?" I'm like, I wasn't talking about you. The other guy's got a full head of hair.
Yes.
No offense.
Yeah,
But
no offense.
Anyways, yeah, the other dude that we were talking about was Stuart Kaplan. Now, and he's a turd. He's just a dipshit. You can see he's brought on as an expert all the time, but he's not an expert in anything. And Stuart, if you're out there and you got a problem with what I've said, look at your resume.
There you go.
Look at your own resume.
There you go.
Pretend you're looking in a mirror, and then fuck off. Anyways,
These screen grabs do it automatically. I believe you said the word Fox News, and it just triggered like a
Fox
still.
News and FBI, and it just picked
Right.
the most recent version.
It just
of that.
picks the still is all it does.
Now, speaking of the FBI, I spoke to someone this morning about this shooter and the investigation that's going on into the Discord chats. Now,
You're in talking in regards to Charlie Kirk.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what the guy's Robinson.
Tyler Robinson.
Yeah. So they're investigating all of his contacts in Discord right now, and here's what I can report to you. Some of this stuff is already leaked, but he was like super into trans furry stuff.
Yep.
And had a bunch of trans furry video games on his devices.
Okay.
Apparently, most of the groups that are being a lot of the groups that are being investigated right now are those people, trans and furry people, like these weirdos, right?
Okay.
A few hundred Discord accounts are being investigated for knowing beforehand. There's server. They tried to delete a bunch of the stuff, but that's not how the internet works.
Uh-huh.
So there's a lot of old server caches that show people were talking about, like, is he really going to do it? And we knew he was going to do it, and September 10th is going to be a big day. Hundreds of people are being investigated right now. They're doing house visits and all kinds of shit over the next week or so, right? There's him talking to, like, specifics in some of these channels about going to get his dad's rifle, and then like posting up on this particular event. Somebody said that 9/10 or September 10th is going to change the world forever. Based on what's been gathered so far, dozens of people knew in advance. Hard to say if they were part of planning or accessories before or after the fact yet. That's going to be determined, but what I was told was there's going to be a number of bombshells about the people involved in this. Not like high-profile people or anything, just the sheer number of people
who knew about the killing in advance is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And perhaps afterwards as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they didn't come forward with any information to the police or FBI or anything?
That's correct.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yep.
Because wouldn't you ask that question? If one of your friends said that to you, my first thought would be, dude, you're joking, right? Like, why or why the fuck would you even post this? One of those two.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody, like, for example, we've got this chat going on right now. If somebody came into this chat and said, I'm going to go get my dad's hunting rifle and post up on some dude that's doing a speaking event and clip him, then, I would definitely have
Turn that in,
something
yeah.
to say about that.
Yeah.
That's just unacceptable nonsense. So we'll see how it all goes, I guess.
Yeah.
And then, in addition to that, I've got some more stuff to report about the Epstein files and how they're being doctored right now by the Department of Justice.
Okay. How did you get that information?
what kind of question is that?
A friend?
No, we're not doing that. So the Department of Justice is trying to do what's called reformatting. This is something you do in the intelligence community when the chain of custody is already documented. So you have a file, and there's something called an MD5 checksum, right? And it's a appendation, like a packet on the back end of a file. Let's say you're sending 50 pages, it gets appended to every single page. So it gets appended when you scan it into the system, and then you send all of them across the system or scan all of them across the system, and that MD5 hash is what's used to verify that the full document has been transmitted, right? Once something is in custody, sometimes this process exists because if pages get fucked up or lost, or they're duplicate, or they get scanned wrong, you can pull them out and then redo the check so it shows the full document, right? And it's also used sometimes with high-profile sources and methods. If you're trying to declassify a document, but you can't have that in it, if it's like a person that's well situated to give you intelligence and you don't want to burn them, then you'll do it this way. This time, it's being done apparently so they can rescan and upload the documents, make them look like they're the complete set, and there will be a full data dump at some point, and all the forensics will check out on it, but it won't be. There'll be a bunch of stuff missing.
Redacted or just missing all?
Missing altogether.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
then they'll say the party line from Cash, et cetera, will be that the Democrats or somebody else destroyed these documents or whatever, but I'm telling you, this is what's happening right now.
Okay.
And then, if I get run off the road or anything like that, or I'm not going to kill myself,
sure,
I'm not going to have a heart attack. I just had a physical this morning, tip-top.
Tip-top shape.
All my stuff.
Great.
I just had all kinds of labs done, tip-top. All my stuff is good. I'm not in any kind of danger myself. I'm very healthy. I don't take risk. I don't drive recklessly, and I don't drive drunk.
Right.
Okay?
That is, I can verify all of that. So
I don't do any drugs you can overdose on either.
Correct.
So I'm telling you, this is what's happening right now.
And I'm with him on the road at all these events and times and all this other shits, and I can absolutely verify that. The reason why I asked you as a friend at the top is we get a lot of emails here. I don't know how some of these people get our emails about tips or information or things or whatever. There's a lot of stuff that I won't talk about or report on because it can't be verified, or I think it's garbage. That's why I asked at the top.
I wouldn't repeat it if it weren't verified.
Okay. Because for me, there's some shit that I passed on that I was just like, man, no, I can't do this or whatever. And one of them was pretty aggressive, and I got 7 or 8 emails. And I said, look, man, I cannot verify any of the shit you're saying. And even though this is a podcast called fucking Fake News, I don't want to spread disinformation. So, no, if I don't know what it is, I'm not going to go and just lie to people. And if they're listening to the show and maybe they don't listen to anything else or watch anything else, I don't want to be the fucking asshole in that situation. So, yeah, that's why I asked. Top story here is Antifa has been designated a terrorist organization.
Trantifa.
Is that what they're calling it?
I mean, that's what it is for the most part. That's what it's become anyways.
Yeah, President Donald Trump on Wednesday announced that he will designate...
Wait, he's president?
He is, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Isn't that wild?
I had no idea.
You know what's weird is he's been invisible lately. You know?
Do you think he's drinking something that's making him invisible?
No, I think for the first time ever...
That new Harry Potter series is coming out soon.
It is.
So maybe it's that.
Hopefully.
Maybe he...
Harry Potter didn't have any invisibility potions. There were only invisibility cloaks.
Nobody said anything about
there we
potion.
go.
Which is one of the Deathly Hallows, and it's a important piece of the lore.
Now you've got a fucking comic book, bro.
Now I
back there.
got 2
All
fucking gaylords I got to deal with.
Yeah, yeah, he's president, but usually he's in the news every day. Obviously, everything else has overshadowed him. So I haven't heard anything from Trump at all, except for this. Trump described the group as a sick, dangerous, radical left disaster. In a Truth Social announcement, the president added that he will be strongly recommending that those funding Antifa are thoroughly investigated in accordance with the highest legal standards and practices. The announcement comes just days after Trump said he would 100% consider the designation. Speaking to the reporters in the Oval Office Monday, Trump accused Antifa participants of being professional agitators in response to the administration's recent crackdown on illegal immigration. Antifa is terrible. The president said these aren't protests. These are crimes that they're committing. They're throwing bricks at cars of ICE and at Border Patrol. They're professional agitators. They should be put in jail. What they're doing to this country is really subversive. Antifa, which is short for anti-fascist, is a decentralized movement that does not have a designated leader, membership, or structure, which is what I wanted to ask you about. Since it doesn't, let's take the Proud Boys as an example. I believe Biden designated those a terrorist organization at the time, and they all went to jail, maybe. But they had a structure, like Enrique, whatever the fuck his name was the head of it. He's correct in this. They don't, there is no head of Antifa. I like the designation. I just don't know how you prove it, because how do you get the groups? Who is the leader? Who's the thing? Who's going on talk shows? Who's doing podcasts? Like, I don't know how you prove that.
What do you mean?
With Antifa, like, how would you designate somebody at a protest who, like, wrecks a cop car, for example? How do you know that they are a member of that organization?
Sure, yeah, you arrest them, and then you get a Title III warrant and look into all of their electronics, and you find that they're in Antifa chat rooms.
Okay.
The end.
Is that a thing that exists?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm asking out of stupidity, by the way.
That's how you tell. There's nothing like.
I'm not in any of these chat rooms or Discords or any of that shit, so I don't know. And I'm asking from a genuine.
None of these people are, but yeah, they're in Telegram.
Concern.
They're in Telegram channels. They're in chat rooms. They communicate with one another. I mean, it's funny to me the way that people on the left try to say, like one of those Fagenstein dudes. This morning was like, I am Antifa because I'm anti-fascist, like pretending like it's not an organization. Not every organization has a leader. You know what I mean? It's nonsense. People are like, oh, Antifa is an idea. How are you going to arrest an idea? Okay, ideas don't have logos, typically, right? An idea doesn't have a logo or meetings or chat rooms. Organizations do those things.
Bob, can you bring up the logo of Antifa? I think it's the A with a circle, right? Is that it?
No, that's an anarchy symbol. That's this right here. Actually,
Okay.
I've got one on my arm because I am an anarchist.
Sure. So is this the official logo for Antifa?
There's a number of them. This is the most common.
Okay.
Well, no, Bob, go back. That's the most common.
Okay.
The one that's at least used in the United States. Yeah, the movement claims to oppose fascism, white supremacy, and far-right extremism. Those who identify as part of Antifa often wear all black clothing and masks. You've seen these twats many times. According to authorities, the bullet casings found near the suspected murder weapon were engraved with "Hey Fascist, Catch," which is something that was repeated in a lot of these Antifa groups before and after. The Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao Ciao song, which is an anti-fascist song from the Italian resistance in World War II, like when they were actual anti-fascists, not these retards.
Right.
Yeah, it's just a group of lunatics, and they try to hide behind a loose association in the same way that all criminal enterprises do. Like you don't hear from a smart organization anyway somebody referring to their boss and the crime organization as the boss, right? That's stupid. Like while the FBI may be aware of that sort of thing, you certainly would be reprimanded by the group if you said something like that out loud. Yeah, I think this is a good first step. The next step is to do the investigations, to get the Title III warrants, look into all these Discord and chat rooms. By the way, they're doing it right now. Antifa's under deep investigation right now.
Yeah, people are texting me as we're speaking, and they're saying the same thing, that this has been going on for a while. And one of our listeners is wanted me to ask you here, before Trump announced this, they did a bunch of research on it, and they were already gathering names, addresses, and
it's been going on since March, so far as I can tell. Yeah,
got it.
Maybe immediately. I don't know, but I don't think the team was really in place until March. That's when I started tracking on it. But yeah, there's there's research going on two fronts. One is to identify all the members who are involved, the agitators, the people that go out on the street and do this stuff. I think you got to, publish all their names at some point, and issue letters of marque to any veteran in the country to collect bounties on them because they are terrorists. That's what they are. And in the meantime, while we're identifying all these people and getting this information out, the other part of this is that Ryan Morrow, Mauro from Capital Research, who we'll have on the show at some point soon, whenever I can link up with him. But we'll have him on the show sometime soon, has discovered that Open Societies Foundation. Are you familiar with that?
Yep.
What's that?
Open Society Foundation, isn't that the funding group that does all this shit in the background?
It's George Soros.
Yeah.
So, quote, we traced over $80 million going from Open Society Foundation to at least 54 groups engaged in crime and domestic terror on U.S. soil, or that are pro-terrorism or are associated with foreign terrorist organizations or explicitly pro-terror groups. Over 23 million went to at least 7 groups that are doing things that meet the FBI's definition of textual definition of domestic terrorism. So that's one of a number of different groups. If you want more, I guess, broadly speaking, if you want more information on this, follow Data Republican.
On Twitter?
Who you should be following anyway. She's been breaking a lot of this stuff and breaking down, even before the Kirk thing, she had published a big thread on a lot of the organizations who are funding this stuff.
And that's by the way, I use that word specifically because I believe the word funding, and if you are funding this and there's a paper trail for it, you can be prosecuted for that.
100%. Yep.
And that's the biggest deal out of all of this, where to me, a lot of these people are being funded because most of them don't have fucking jobs. So
no, I mean, the guy that we had on Swart from Crowds on Demand does stuff like he believes in and then sends crowds out to it. These groups pay shitbags. They don't have any tests for it. It's just like, are you a piece of shit that's going to go break some stuff? They pay for, like, the funding that they see moving from one place to another isn't just from group A to person B, right?
Right.
It's all kinds of materials, like the bricks, travel for people, all kinds of other stuff. Interfacing with these black bloc people, the Antifa, like agitator people. So yeah, there's a lot of. It's really funny actually, because now that the hammer's starting to drop, people are going to start trying to delete stuff. But all of the CEOs, Twitch, Discord, all of them, Kick, all of them are cooperating with the FBI right now and handing over all of this information. It can't be deleted. These people are like rampantly deleting stuff. I don't know about the Telegraph guy. Didn't he get arrested in fucking France?
He's still there. He's still in jail, Bob.
I don't know what's going on with him specifically, but all the other channels that these guys have been communicating on have they're working with the FBI now to get these people the fuck off of their platforms. Yeah. Which is the funny part is that they're going to try to delete all this stuff. None of it's going to work. And not only are the people who have financed them, but the lower level people are all fucked. All these people are fucked. It's just a matter of time now.
Yeah, this is strange because you can really go back through the numbers, especially with funding and wires and all that other shit. PayPal, Venmo, all of it, and dig up who was funding this, and you're fucked at that point. So, yeah, look, it's very similar to Proud Boys and all that other shit. That's how they caught them, right? How many people were involved just trying to tackle, like, January 6 people and shit?
Oh, yeah,
it was fucking nuts, man.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I wonder, are they going to they keep these jobs open then at the FBI? What are they going to do?
I don't know what do you mean?
So with the FBI, if you go back to the numbers for January 6th, it was an outrageous number of people that was working on.
Oh, yeah, I don't know how many people were actually working on it, but I do know that, 2,300 people ended up getting indicted or something like that?
Right.
Total. Or no, it was, had the Biden administration had more time, they would have ended up indicting another 1,100 and it would have brought it to 2,300.
Yes.
But they decided, for whatever reason, not to do it, I guess, because they knew Trump was going to win and he was just going to let everybody go anyways.
Yeah, it's so strange, man.
But yeah, there's no, like, it's it kind of shows you how fucking stupid these people are, because I don't know what their big plan was. Was there, like, you thought you were going to communicate on a privately owned or even publicly traded interface and then be able to delete that? Like, you think you control that? Deleting text off of your phone might stop your wife from finding out that you're banging furries that are dudes.
Sure.
Right? But it's not going to stop the government from finding out after you clip somebody. You understand that, right? Like, all this stuff is saved somewhere.
Yeah.
At the private company level.
Yeah,
If you commit a crime like this, like being part of a terror group or committing capital offenses like murder, or even less so to some degree, then the government will get a warrant, and that information will be made public.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Iraqis were able to figure this out, but Antifa can't, which is hilarious to me. So,
do you know what my honest opinion on this is? I think I was watching Gutfeld last night when the Jimmy Kimmel News broke live on air. I just got out of practice and turned it on, and it was literally just the first thing that was on YouTube TV. It wasn't taped or any of that shit, right? Or DVR, whatever the fuck you want to call these days. And Jeff Dye was one of the guests who's been on this show before. He's a friend of ours. Shout out to Jeff. What's up, dude? I texted them back and forth. He was on Gutfeld when that Jimmy Kimmel News broke, which will segue into our next story. And he had a very interesting comment because it had happened so quickly and they were live on air that they had to pivot clearly to this story. And Jeff just happened to be the first one they asked of, like, what do you think of this? And his answer was, with the left controlling media and all this other shit for so long, they've been able to get away with and say and do anything they wanted over this period of time, and they didn't think it was going to end. And even I was shocked that Trump got reelected. Again, after what had happened and all that other shit. And plus with the elections that you and I both don't believe in 2020. So, like, I just didn't think it was possible. Now there is accountability, and I think most of these people thought, no, man, they've got the same beliefs as me. Therefore, I'm never going to get caught. I can say whatever I want. I can do whatever I want. Who gives a shit? Nobody's going to investigate this, which the Biden administration did not. They never designated Antifa or the BLM groups or any of this shit as terrorist organizations, where they did for the rights groups. And I truly believe they never thought that they were going to get caught and that this could go on forever and it didn't really matter.
well, now it's, not the challenge, the thing that the FBI should be working. I know a lot of people want revenge for shit that people in actual government and the quote unquote deep state did. And I'm sympathetic to that cause. But I think the challenge for the FBI moving forward until through the end of Trump's term is to heavily focus on this case specifically.
Okay.
To root out all of the lower level domestic terrorists that have been running roughshod over this country since the middle of 2020. I mean, they've done billions of dollars worth of damage. They've killed people, not just famous people either. Some retired police captain in fucking St. Louis got clipped when he was trying to guard a fucking convenience store from these pieces of shit. So this is the case, and then building upward from there. And they're doing something like a pincer maneuver right now because they're also investigating the flow of money into those organizations.
Okay.
So Open Societies Foundation, and there's a number of other ones. One in particular that you should pay attention to, in addition to Open Societies, is what? Hold on, let me find the name of this thing. Alliance for Global Justice is just one big, as she puts it, one big
Fuck all?
like RICO-like structure.
Okay.
Like there's all this like UN money that's poured through it. There's
from other countries?
From everywhere,
Okay.
from cartels and let's see, the paid protester people and the organizations that have. There's one called Refuse Fascism, who did the U.S. Open protest, if you remember that one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's the Alliance for Global Justice. There's all these organizations.
Let me ask you one last question, then, if you don't mind, in regards to the funding of this. Because I'd obviously heard of the group. I knew that they were funding all this shit. I was not aware that it was George Soros. Now that you've said that, can they go after George Soros specifically for funding these groups?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I would love to see happen. Me personally.
So that's the pincer, right? So the pincer is going after the financiers, tracking them down. And it's not, by the way, it's not just Soros. There's foreign governments as well, Qatar. I don't know if Israel has been involved in some of it, from which direction or not, but I would assume they are because they're heavily involved in propagandizing Americans. Russia's involved, China for sure. Russia, China, Qatar for sure are involved. I think Israel probably is involved as well from a different angle, maybe, just based on what I've seen, but I don't have any proof of that. But for Qatar, Russia, China, and I guess Iran, but Iran's a proxy of China for the most part. They're definitely involved. So it's not just about the private organizations, both foreign and domestic, that have been involved in this, but also the state actors that are involved in it, right? And all this should be the FBI's core mission, is to put all this on display. Just put it all on display and show who the traitors are among us inside of our own country, and put them all in prison for the rest of their lives. This is treason, right? So let's just be really clear. Money coming from foreign entities to have you create civil unrest and create political problems inside of our country, to include domestic terrorism, that's treason. And these people should be prosecuted for treason. They should be put in prison for the rest of their lives. The most egregious of them should be executed publicly. And that's the pincer. So the lower level people here, the financiers, the foreign actors here, and you just gobble them all up and see what's in the middle, because we don't know what's in the middle. I can tell you there are a few things that are in the middle. One is quite a bit of incompetence and negligence specifically. What I want to know is how much, how many collaborators, right, who are like democratic people or deep state people who are like, well, you know what, I kind of agree with the message a little bit, so I'm going to let this go. I want to know who those people, I want to know whose desk this information came across, and they said, you know what, it's not a big deal as well. And maybe there's nothing to charge them with. I don't know if that is specifically a crime, but I want to know.
And with all of that being said, if it's that deep and there's that many people truly involved in this around the world and here in the United States, you're going to have to keep a lot of those FBI agents then to sort through all that shit, because it sounds like it's going to be endless.
You don't need an FBI agent to do that.
Or whoever. Who would you assign to that?
I mean, there's a number of different ways you can go about doing that, but it doesn't have to be an FBI agent.
What department is actually going to handle this? Because
I mean, the FBI will investigate it.
All right.
On behalf of the U.S. attorneys will use FBI to look over all this stuff, and maybe some other domestic agencies. I don't know if so. Once there's a foreign entity involved, now NSA and CIA can get involved, right? They have to use the FBI as a parent organization, a host organization, as they call it, to be able to work domestically like that. But if there's information going back and forth across, information or financing going back across our border, like the U.S. border, then that brings in everybody, to include DHS is involved in that point, which is that is 100% the case. So it's just a matter of technically figuring out how to assign all this stuff. Well,
so here's why I asked that, and this will go back to the top of the show of what you said regarding Epstein. Do you believe in our current FBI after what we saw in front of Congress 2 days ago?
I don't. I believe this. People ask me all the time, do you trust this or trust that? I trust people to be themselves, right? I believe that Kash Patel wants to, and Donald Trump want to get rid of Antifa and all the foreign financing that's coming into our country. Yes, okay. I trust that. Okay. I think that's a separate issue from Trump at all, trying to protect Republicans, himself, his donors, et cetera, from any kind of blemish from Epstein. Okay. That's a completely separate issue to me.
Okay. Obviously try to call balls and strikes and figure it out. But, when I saw the Epstein thing, as we discussed, I believe on yesterday's show with Kash Patel, wide-eyed answering those fucking questions.
Well, he always looks like that.
No, but they were wider than usual. Those were bigger. They were bigger eyes. There were bigger eyes yesterday during that thing, and I didn't believe much of it regarding Epstein.
Also, we're going to talk about Kimmel here in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, calm down.
Yeah, it's next. It's next.
McJowers wants us to hire him. I would be happy to.
Who's McJowers?
Some dude in the chat.
Okay.
If we could hire Jimmy Kimmel to just come here as Karl Malone, I would make him a permanent part of this show.
Oh.
If he just did that
in 10 seconds
and went back to being funny, like he was really funny.
The Man Show was really funny at the time.
Yeah, he was extremely funny for a very long time until he just like fell into the Johnny Carson trap. I call it that because he defined it, not because he fell into it.
Yep.
And just started being a fucking dum-dum, man. It's so disappointing. Same thing with Colbert. He was super funny. I've never really thought that Jimmy Fallon was funny. But it's odd to me.
I love Fallon.
It's odd to me that Trump even brought him up. He's the one. He's the only dude in late night that
Trump brought up Fallon.
Yeah,
he was
like Fallon and somebody else are next or some shit like that. It's like, why leave Jimmy out of it?
No, so here we'll get to. I'd say what. Let me read this sponsor and I can unpack that one personally. Yeah, because my phone is going. I can see your phone going off the same way mine is for two totally separate stories, but it's pretty funny. OmahaSteaks.com is our title sponsor, Bob. Show it to the audience here real quick. I'm having it tonight, for Christ's sakes. It got delivered yesterday. So all in, let's rock. They got a 50% off red hot sale over there. And our listeners get an extra $35 off on top of the 50% off at OmahaSteaks.com. We're having this at the tailgate. You and I are going to the whiteout game at Penn State next weekend. Ron Zimmich, we're coming at you, dude. I just put that order in for all the Penn State cans and all the fun stuff. So if you join us out there, it's just free booze all day. And not only do you get to have the Penn State cans in the 12-ounce right here, like you see here, but the tall boys will be ready to rock as well. I just placed that order. And then we're going to have Omaha Steaks out there on the grill all day. Going to have a bunch of fun treats because it's a night game. Thank God. So you can come out, party with us, eat with us for free, drink with us for free, and just enjoy your life. It's right outside the stadium. We'll drop the pin, and we'll call it the Hard AF Omaha Steaks pin, and you can join us if you're in Pennsylvania. I don't even care if you can't even go into the game. You can still eat some Omaha Steaks food with us and drink some free Hard AF outside. Because it is a night game, we're just going to rage all day. So let's fucking rock, all right? And at Omaha, this deal is not just about steaks. They got juicy burgers. Those smash burgers that are built for the grill are amazing. Cozy and convenient comfort meals. And all the tailgating favorites like chicken wings, smash burgers, the deli-style Franks, which I'm having tonight. Did you hear me talking to Jesse? I'm having a 3-dog night tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have
Love 'em.
Not the smash. I have just the regular burgers are.
Oh, they're lights out.
They're
everything they have.
They're a 1/3 pound burger, so I have 3 of them.
Yeah.
Because 1/3 times 3 is
3/4 of a pound.
It's 1 pound.
Nailed it. God, man, my math is so good. When did you become so dumb? Did you ever do math in school or no? You just missed it, huh?
I am having regular sex with an Asian.
Yeah.
It's helping me out.
You think that's rubbing off there?
Yeah. Well, it's rubbing.
Pun intended.
I'm definitely rubbing off. Yeah.
Pun intended. $35 off that extra 50% off. You can't beat it, dude. Everything they got. I had their wine the other night. Like I didn't even know they had a fucking wine collection. I ordered it. Came to my house. It was awesome. It's called 1917 because they've been around since 1917. America's original butchers, family-owned company, 100 years of expertise in the meat business. And they also carry mouth-watering burgers, chicken, pork, seafood, and delectable desserts. Get fired up for fall grilling with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during the Red Hot Sale event for an extra $35 off. Use the promo code Drinkin Bros at checkout. That is 50% off at omahasteaks.com and an extra $35 off on top of that with the promo code Drinkin Bros at checkout. Check out their delicious site for all their details that Bob pops up on screen there. Way to go, Bob. Next up, Jimmy Kimmel Out. See you later. Liberals were outraged last night over ABC's decision to pull Jimmy Kimmel Live as comments made by the namesake host about Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin sparked backlash among conservatives. Disney facing mounting pressure from NBC affiliate stations around the country, as well as the Federal Communications Commission, which is also known as the FCC, is being accused of caving to the Trump administration and waving the white flag in the battle over free speech. I'm not sure who deserves more disdain and disgust, Trump and the FCC for their blatant violation of the Constitution, or Disney and Nexstar for sacrificing their values and folding to a wannabe mob boss after his authoritarian goons. You may remember Dan Goldman from Hiding Like a Bitch on J6. That's the same guy, right? Who said all this. Perry Sook is the chairman of the board. Sook's donations to the candidates since 2018 have all been Republicans. They've been a mixed bag, of course, and this is in regards to Sinclair and Nexstar, who control pretty much the entire country when it comes to the affiliates of ABC.
Yeah, well, not just ABC, but a lot. So,
but everything you see, like ABC 47, ABC 12, ABC 13, all your local networks,
all
correct?
Of those, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so they want like Dan Goldman. I think we may have shown a picture of him recently. I don't remember, but it's
pop him up. Pop up Dan Goldman.
He's a veteran. I think he was a Ranger actually, and he's like hiding and between the chairs or some shit like that during J6. Like people were fucking shooting or something. Just an absolute coward. They're hemorrhaging money. I've actually got it here. Hang on a second. Let me pull this
Kimmel?
photo up.
Yes, they're all hemorrhaging
not just Kimmel. So Kimmel was worse than
Colbert. Correct.
Ratings wise. So let's see. Let me see these numbers. Yeah, Colbert was he was at like 2.2 million. Kimmel is at 1.6 million
per day.
Yeah,
Yep.
And then the Fallon is like 500,000. He's about like
I know.
My buddy Carl Higbee on Newsmax gets more views.
I know.
Daily watchers than that. So they're hemorrhaging money because these contracts are big. I think Kimmel was making $18 million a year.
Correct.
The total budget, if he's making $18 million a year and they have a commensurate
staff of 200, I believe.
Staff like Colbert did, then they're probably losing a little bit more than even Colbert was. They're probably in the $50 million a year range. Untenable. And then, when you're carrying that kind of stuff, this makes it an easy decision for Disney at the top level, right? So let's break it down by level. At the top level, this is an easy decision for Disney. This is an out for them. And it may have been an out for Kimmel as well. Some people think he may have been Kanyeing himself right here.
I am talking to people right now about it. Yeah, dude, we'll get into it.
Now, the two local distributors, Sinclair and Nexstar, pretty much control the entire country when it comes to ABC. The former is owned by conservatives. So it was Sinclair Smith. I can't remember the dude's first name, but his last names were Sinclair Smith. Started the company, and then his sons run it now, and they're all Republicans. Nexstar, as we mentioned before, the chairman of the board is Perry Sook. It's a publicly traded company. He has, since 2018, has only donated money to Republicans. So he's clearly shifted, right? Like somebody that is in a board like this, you'll see them donate to everybody, usually, right?
Yep.
For one reason or another. I mean, they're just essentially bribing people, in my opinion. But he's only donated to Republicans lately. And I think, from their perspective, they have a lot of local markets. And I know that there were like tens of thousands of phone calls made to advertisers on ABC's network. Like, get this guy the fuck out of here. And you can say what you want to about that. I mean, it's a choice for both Sinclair and for Disney to decide, I don't care what our advertisers say, we believe in this and we're going to keep it on the air. They obviously went the other direction. One, because they probably are tired of being associated with this stupid bullshit.
Right.
And then two, because it's costing them money. They haven't made any money in a long time, right? They're basically carrying they're keeping the ship moving forward so that it might regulate at some point. But everybody knows at this point now that late night TV is over, and it's not just the late night TV host's fault, right? Media is just changing. Yeah. Nobody sits down at 10:30 or whatever to watch late night news and then rolling right into the comedy show after that anymore. It just doesn't exist. People watch it on streaming, so it isn't all about them not having talent, but being like unnecessarily politically provocative all the time. I mean, I feel bad for people like Jimmy Fallon, to be honest. It's like if you walk into a bar after work and you just want to relax, and it's all the people there from your job talking about TPS reports. You're like, God damn it, can we just fucking listen to some comedy and hang out? That's how Jimmy always felt to me. He just had he had Trump on, and people gave him a lot of shit for
Jimmy
that.
Fallon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he had what's his nuts from
he ran his fingers through his hair. It's a very famous clip, by the way. If you just want to pull up a still, Bob.
Yeah, well,
we'll get dinged on YouTube for the actual video, but there is a still of it.
He also had what's his nuts from the Fox News late night show? What's his name? Gutfeld. He had Gutfeld on in August of this year.
It was like 3 weeks ago.
I feel like Trump mentioned Jimmy Fallon in this for some reason. Now, I think he's catching strays. He does not deserve that. Fallon is, whether you think he's funny or not, he doesn't engage in most of this bullshit.
He does not.
And he should be left alone.
We were saying on RPR that he makes basically your stock standard
late night
presidential jokes.
Yeah. And now,
because obviously Trump's not going to get nothing.
No,
from
he's a fucking
shows.
weirdo.
No,
He's a very strange personality, Trump. So obviously he's going to get. Like, you got to make fun of him a little bit. If Jay Leno, who is a Republican, by the way, was still hosting the show right now, there's no way he wouldn't be talking some
100%.
trash about Trump.
But
you have to, because it's topical and it's fucking funny.
Topical and in a funny way, and like we'll even go behind Dan here if you want to pop the camera over there for that O.J. Simpson jersey. Leno, to your points, did this bits during the O.J. Simpson trial called the Dancing Edos. It was dancing Edo judges for it, and. Yeah, you do have to talk about current events as a comedian. That is part of your opening monologue. You try to keep it as light as possible because the lead-in is a half-hour news show from your local news, all across the country. So I watch it every night. I'm like, I know I've said it a million times, but I'll say it again. I'm like one of the two people who actually watches local news. It's heavy. It's a fucking heavy half hour if you live in a big city like Austin or New York or San Francisco, LA, wherever you're at. And yeah, you want to watch comedy right afterwards. Kimmel, Seth Meyers, and Colbert, who just got fired as well. They decided to go the other way with this, and what I've told you yesterday, word for word on this show. A lot of people have DM'd me or still texting right now of what time did you guys shoot the show? When did you know? Everything else. I didn't. I called you last night, I think after I got back from practice, and I said, hey, dude, did you hear about this? And it was roughly, 9:30, 10 p.m. last night? And you and I discussed it. So that show was taped yesterday for us at roughly 3 p.m., and this was my pure speculation and guess, and also with some friends that I had chatted with in Hollywood, but he had 2 more years left on the deal. They were going to get him out of there in May because that's when they were off for the summer, and they didn't want to have to pay everybody and bring in guest hosts and all that other shit. Some of our friends actually guest hosted over the summer. Chris DiStefano and all those guys came in and did a spot for the week because Kimmel usually takes the summers off. I truly believe on this one exactly what I said yesterday, that he wanted to become a martyr. He was either going to get fired unceremoniously or become a leftist hero to his party and the people and the celebrities out there who still believe in all this shit and everything else. This was the easiest out for Kimmel and the networks themselves, where they were like, all right, well, fuck this guy. We just need one more thing. And I think it's a win-win on both sides, although Kimmel will never fucking admit this in a million goddamn years, because at the end of the day, with all of this shit, it was very, very selfish to go on air and lie about this Charlie Kirk story every fucking night when he said it was MAGA and it was one of their own and they're trying to disassociate everybody with it and all this other shit. He knew exactly what he was doing. The problem is, what Dan said earlier, they have 200 to 250 staff members. All of them are out of a job. Now, the clip I played earlier on RPR is Kimmel clearly did not know, because those shows usually tape at 5:30. He was there at the studio when he got informed. Guillermo was there at the studio when he got informed. They were getting ready to go on air. If you knew you were fired the day before, there is no reason for you to be at work or show up at work and everything out. And they whisked him out in a private car with his assistants and all of his shit, and they got him the fuck out of there as soon as this came down. Now, you're going to see the same thing that you saw on Sunday night after Colbert won the Emmy for Best Show, that, oh, my God, Trump did this and this and this. The fact of the matter is, late night is dead. And I'll go back to Trump's statement on Fallon. I don't know that he was necessarily saying Fallon was a terrible person, rather than late night as a whole is dead. Yes, I believe Jimmy Fallon will be canceled, sadly. I do like Jimmy Fallon. I always have, always will.
I think Jimmy Fallon on a podcast would be great, though.
He's Conan O'Brien made the transition and flipped seamlessly.
Jimmy Fallon is like, his interview style, he's just a goofy dum-dum. It's really fun.
And he can get great guests. It'll be funny and comedic, and I think it'll be awesome.
It'll be harder for him to do like the musical stuff, I guess.
Because
that requires a staff and shit like that. But once it starts making money, I think he'll be able to do it.
So here's the deal with Fallon. They're going to transition him into these variety shows. They're putting a show on after Sunday Night Football with him. And I think they're going to slowly transition him out of it because they're just getting rid of late night altogether. For Colbert and specifically Kimmel, Seth Meyers is next. The clock is ticking, friends. If he makes it to Christmas, I'd be shocked. I've heard May. But at this point... I would imagine he's going to fall on the same sword and get the fuck out of there. He has already started a podcast 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's already ready for whatever the fuck is going down.
He's had a podcast for a long time.
Yeah.
No. With Lonely Island. They just started one 2 weeks ago.
Seth has been doing a podcast for a while.
Correct.
Yeah, but it's like just this, right?
Yeah. It's. I believe it's the show itself.
Yeah.
And they just kind of translate it to audio.
He needs to do his own thing without any corporate people being involved because he's just like kind of a naturally goofy. People that like him really like him. Now,
or he transitions to take over SNL for Lauren Michaels, which is also my guess because I don't think Tina Fey wants to work a full-time job with kids.
Tina Fey doesn't want to do that.
I don't think so either. I wish she would because I love Tina Fey.
It would save the show if she came back.
I mean, look, say what you want about Seth Meyers, but he was head writer during the Lonely Island era of Saturday Night Live.
He was.
Which was a very, very good era.
It really was. But here's the problem. It was before the political shit really got started. Nobody cared. Nobody cared about politics back then, even when Obama got elected. Nobody really cared or paid attention the way they are now. All of this started in 2015, 2016 with Trump. I want to be clear. Trump has nothing to do with this decision or the FCC or anything else. This is simply low ratings, losing millions of dollars, and then you pissed off all these fucking affiliates. Yeah, dude, you're going to get fired. What I was told behind the scenes yesterday and this morning was the network had warned him 3 different times to stop talking about Charlie Kirk. Like, in particular, it is a sensitive subject at this point. They are your boss. They are paying you $18 million a year. You're not on a podcast where you can do whatever the fuck you want, which is what we do here. If so, that would be a whole different conversation. Now, for Kimmel and Ben Stiller, who came out, was the first celebrity last night saying this is unfair, and you're going to hear this for the next fucking 2 weeks. It's bullshit, man, because they tried to cancel this show. YouTube specifically, I don't give a fuck that we're on YouTube today at all, specifically said, do not have RFK Jr. on the show, and this was, 22 or 23, or we will delete your channel?
22.
Yeah. So fuck off, man. Like, the cancellation thing has been going on for years against conservatives. You didn't say shit when it happened then. Instead, you cheered it over and over and over again on your late night show, Jimmy Kimmel. So, yeah, dude, I will cheer this on today. Fuck right off.
I mean, this, I don't, if somebody says something that's political in nature and they get canceled for it, that's something to consider. If somebody just is acting like a bitch because somebody else got murdered for a political reason, then that's clearly not the same thing. But let's say it is.
It's the job, though. That's what I have the issue with.
Let's say the FCC chair is saying that he didn't have anything to do with this. He should have kept his fucking mouth shut in the first place. I think that whole thing was superfluous to what was going to happen anyways. This was going to happen no matter what. And a smart team would have known that. A smart Trump administration would have known that this bad press for ABC, especially with Sinclair Nexstar involved, was going to result in Kimmel's termination.
Yes.
Period. And he would not have had to have had anybody in his administration directly involved in it. This is a huge misstep on their part to get involved in this and have this guy out in the fucking press. He's a dummy.
Now, that I agree with. Like, there was no fucking reason for that dude to get out there at all.
Now, ABC is a private organization, a privately run organization, though it's publicly traded. They can fire anybody for anything they want. You don't have a constitutional right to a job at a private company or even a public company. However, it's perfectly legal and not at all a First Amendment issue for the FCC chair to say what he said, frankly. I think people should just spend 10 seconds using this new app I found. It's called Google. And look up what the fuck you're talking about before you start running your suck hole. There's nothing. It was a misstep for sure, but it's not unconstitutional. Quote: the commission's prohibition against the broadcast of hoaxes is set forth at Section 73.1217 of the Commissioner's Rules, 47 CFR Section 73.1217, as I mentioned. Quote: this rule prohibits broadcast licensees or permittees from broadcasting false information concerning a crime or a catastrophe if, 1, the licensee knows this information is false. Very clear that Kimmel knew what he was saying about this guy being one of us, a MAGA, or whatever the fuck he was saying, was not true, and he said it anyways. And this isn't the first time it's been done. Now, you can disagree with whether or not broadcast licenses should even be a thing. The reason that they exist is because the federal government paid for and maintains the equipment that does this. Okay, so that's the reason. I don't think that. I don't like the government. I don't want them involved in anything. But you're the ones that agreed to this. ABC agreed to this. NBC, Fox, CBS, they all agreed to this. All the broadcast companies agreed to this, and they signed it, as did all the local affiliates when they got their broadcast license. So to now pretend like this isn't a thing, it's silly to me. It's silly to me to take that line. Like, if you've got a problem with it, then say, I think it's wrong that the federal government is in charge or involved in communications. And then once you say that, I will either agree with you, or I'll look at your tweets from 3 years ago and see what you were saying then. For example, the Bulwark online. Actually, deplatforming is good. Or I could find AOC or any of these people. Literally anybody that's bitching right now, every single one of them was in support of Tucker getting fired from Fox, of Roseanne getting fired, and so on and so forth, and everybody else, right? Literally the phrase, deplatforming is good. So it's like, I mean, I'm really going to have to have a moment here to say, why should you expect something be applied to you that you had no intention of applying to other people? And I think Bridget Fedesi was talking about it on Twitter this morning. Last week, or I guess 8 days ago now, so a little bit over a week ago, Charlie Kirk gets killed, and then a lot of people found out their neighbors would celebrate if they died because they disagree with them politically. That's what a lot of people found out about their neighbors, literally. And now you're asking people to fucking cry that Jimmy Kimmel's not going to get paid $18 million to call them fascists anymore. I'm sorry, man. You're out of touch. Grow the fuck up. Start behaving in a way. It's called the Golden Rule. You may have heard of it.
Oh, right?
Yes. It's in every major religion that's ever been put on paper. Every single one of them, including some that are just not religions and are just philosophies. Treat people the way you want to be treated. And, karma is what Indians call it. There's a lot of different words and phrases for it. But that's the baseline. Treat people the way you want to be treated. And if you constantly gaslight people and go after them and try to destroy their lives for fucking years, and then it turns on you just a little bit, and you just like, oh, the fucking sky's falling.
Right.
They're just doubling down on everybody that disagrees with me as a fascist, right? These people are fucking morons.
Morons, and also, like, every text that I'm getting from, like, friends in Hollywood and all that other stuff is, like, he was warned. He was warned for the last fucking 2 days of, like, hey, dude, stop talking about this issue or X, right? It's like, people are bitching and everything else. Like, so it wasn't just he made the statement and then he was fired in 10 seconds. No, he kept talking about it night after night. And finally they were like, man, we are getting lit up here around the world, because Dan had made this point a very long time ago, and it is still true to this very day, and it includes podcasts. It is built around advertising. Is Drinkin Bros a free show? Technically, yes. I mean, but we have to pay for all the video, all this shit to go out around the world every single day. Therefore, we need advertisers. If an advertiser calls and bitches about something, 99% of the time we don't agree with it. If I agree with their notes and I don't want to lose that advertiser, yeah, man, people are getting fired, and that's what it is. Kimmel was warned. He crossed the line anyways and said, fuck it, and wanted to go out like Colbert, probably because he knew he was getting canceled in May anyways. So for him, that was the best move. However, it is selfish. Now, my next guess, and this is a total guess from what friends are telling me, is there is a lot of pressure on Kimmel behind the scenes right now to write a big fat check for the rest of the year to his employees.
That's not behind the scenes. ABC said it.
Oh, they did.
Well,
Okay.
ABC has demanded. Well, I think it's not ABC. It's Sinclair and Nexstar.
They're demanding Kimmel to pay it?
They've demanded that Kimmel, out of his personal bank, write a check to TPUSA.
Oh, not TPUSA.
And some other stuff.
So
as well.
no. This is regarding his staff because there's crew members, 200 to 250. That you can switch to that single, Ryan. That are there right now who are fired and out of a job as of last night. When you get acts like that, it is gone overnight. Your healthcare is gone. Everything is gone overnight. That is it. There is pressure behind the scenes in Hollywood, asking Jimmy to personally pay his staff for the rest of the year so that they'll be able to go and find new jobs, although there isn't going to be those jobs because late night is going to be done here. And mark my words, he will write a check to the entire staff, I would say roughly in the next week to 10 days. 7 to 10 days is what I'm told. And that will make him more of a cult hero. And then Hollywood then will get behind him and write positive articles about all this other shit. He took care of the crew and his members and everything else, which I will push back on and say is bullshit. We had Dickie on the show who said he got fired from not taking the vaccination, who was the head of his band for, 20 years? Dickie's a libertarian. He didn't like Trump. He didn't like fucking Biden. He was an RFK Jr. guy when he was on the show, and he is a libertarian through and through, and that was the candidate at the time, and I had no problem with it, but he came on to talk about getting fired specifically on this show from Jimmy Kimmel for not taking the vaccine. So he lost his job. I don't know who the new band was after that, but, he was the announcer, he was the band leader, he did all of that for 20 years. Didn't want to take a vaccine during COVID, and he lost his fucking job. So you can miss me with all this fucking bullshit. Kimmel, to me, was funny back in the day. And Bob, I think I just sent you a picture of him as the Karl Malone that Dan was talking about there, if you want to pop that up. And he did aggressive sketches, man. This Karl Malone one that you referenced was very funny. It was edgy at the time and all this other shit. All that ended, and he wanted to be political. That's it.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of dumb shit from a lot of people on this. Like, I understand why people in the entertainment industry would be sensitive to this sort of thing. We should err on the side of not censoring speech, no matter how egregious it is. Private companies like Nexstar and Sinclair decide that, then I support them.
Right.
And they will also get more of my business now. I know one of the things that happened was that somebody published all the sponsors that are on Kimmel's show and their phone numbers to their customer service lines. And people just started blowing them up. Probably millions of calls, to be honest.
I'm sure.
But a guy that I like and who we've had on the show before, Akash Singh from Flagrant and what else?
He's a brilliant stand-up comedian, too.
Yeah.
He's really, really good. I love Akash.
Yeah.
What did he say about it?
He said, if you don't support this, don't talk about free speech. Or if you support this, rather, don't talk about free speech or any other constitutional rights. Really, you're a triggered little snowflake or whatever you call liberals for 20 years. This is a Akash Singh tweet from August 10th of 2018. Free speech is tricky. I don't think this dude should be banned from everything, but I'm also thrilled that he is. That was about Alex Jones.
Okay.
So go fuck yourself, guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a hypocrite. Fuck you. I'm tired of all you little bitches running your fucking suckholes about all this shit like you're some kind of authority on speech because you get on stage and talk about buttholes for a living. We do that too. Everybody does it.
Yes.
That you don't have the fucking a monopoly on what does and doesn't constitute speech. You didn't like what Alex Jones was saying, so it's fine to get rid of him. Right?
Over a shooting, by the way.
But because this dude is involved in your particular industry and not on the other side of it, then this one is egregious. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. Apply the standard
to everyone.
To everyone, or shut your fucking mouth.
I 100% agree, because there's a lot of fucking cable news shit that is said every single night that I hate on both sides. Fox News and CNN and MSNBC is just fucking way left now. But, there's a lot of shit that I disagree with and hate and everything else, but Call balls and strikes. Go both ways with all of this shit.
Go both ways in your life as well.
Yeah, dude.
If you have the opportunity or the inclination.
And if you want to watch that Charlie Sheen doc, he calls it flipping over the menu, which I really like. And I'm going to use that phrase from here on out.
Not
when
sure
he
how
decided
comfortable
sucking
I am
off,
with
dude.
that, actually.
He was smoking crack and sucking dick, dude. And he said, I flipped over the menu. I just want to see what's on the inside of the menu. And I like that.
Happens to the best of us, I guess.
Yes. Now, the last part of this, the texts are coming in about here, which I talked about on Ross Patterson Revolution earlier this morning, is on Friday nights during Kimmel's slots, Sinclair is going to air a Charlie Kirk tribute show in place of Jimmy Kimmel. That is very pointed, obviously, and a nice big fuck you to Kimmel. And also, that is exactly what Kimmel wants right now. Like, you're feeding into that beast, too. So, yeah.
I mean, the reality is it's just
it's just low ratings.
Malice was talking about that this morning. It's like, why did these late night dudes make the decision to go hard in the paint politically? Did you really not read the room and look around and see, like, if you were starting a business right now, for example, a veteran T-shirt business is a bad idea because there's a fucking million of them. And there's nothing unique about the idea at this point. So you find a gap in the marketplace. You know what I mean? And you start that company. The gap in the marketplace over the past like 5 or 6 years especially has been comedy.
Yeah.
Especially comedy because one, it was getting censored, and two, it's just like the outlet for it on the production side, it just doesn't exist anymore. There's no pathway from stand-up to sitcom to movie anymore. It doesn't exist. So somebody like Jimmy Kimmel who succeeded in that, the smart thing for him to do would have been to try to rebuild some fucking pipeline from the guy who's sitting in his house right now who's really smart and clever and funny and can write well. Like, how do I get that guy? How do I create a new industry for that guy to fall into when he's older? You know what I mean? That should have been, and you could have made billions of dollars if you come up with something unique and clever doing that. Instead, he just wants and it's not just about Kimmel, it's all these guys. What the fuck, man? We want to laugh about stuff. You know what I mean? Which is why, we do these fake news shows because for a number of reasons. One, because I'm kind of uniquely situated to have access to government stuff that I can report.
Correct. And I get Hollywood shit all the time.
Yeah,
so
but I also
I
would really prefer to just talk about buttholes and philosophy all the time. Like, I don't care about the news that much. What interests me is history and philosophy, and then saying weird shit. That's what I like to do. Like, that's what you hear in a team room when we're fucking sitting around cleaning weapons, getting ready to do something, go on some operation. We're just saying, we're talking about fucking religion or some crazy bullshit. It's like some stripper story, or we're talking about fucking Rome. You know what I mean? It's just some nonsense like that. That's what I really want to get back to. I don't want to cover the news like this. It fucking sucks.
It sucks. And unfortunately, though, it's what is going on a daily basis. And if you're going to do a daily show like this, because like take Flagrant and Akash and those guys, I think they're only on once or twice a week. We're on daily, and you guys ask us to talk about these stories and everything else, and we listen to you, which is why we do it. And I don't mind it, but it is heavy at the end of the day. I'm sure when you go home at night, you check out, like I watch, football or whatever it is.
Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Lately.
Either way. And the people that are profiting off of this, Bob, I just texted you. Could you pop that up on screen real quick? We've always been honest with you guys about the numbers and all this other bullshit. I just took a screenshot of this, and I want to post this right here. So if you can see that, this is our Drinkin Bros Studios behind-the-scene YouTube page right now. We got 1.4 million views for the month, 78.4 hours in watch time, and an addition of 612 subscribers, $1,500, and that's before YouTube takes their 30%. So after that, you're looking at roughly $1,100 a month. As you can see on screen there, that is the last 28 days. You cannot put this operation on and live off of YouTube money. The other thing is, there's stuff in ads in these goddamn shows, from what we've heard from you guys, over and over and over again, and then they're telling us that because of the content that we talk about, that they are not able to monetize that. Well, that would not be true at all if there wouldn't be 50 fucking ads in these goddamn shows after the fact. So that's a fucking lie. We can't stop it. There's nothing we can do about it, unfortunately, but at least I'm honest with you. This is it. So we ask you to subscribe to Patreon or support our advertisers or why certain advertisers matter, and I will listen to them. This is because this is what is happening. This is the only way to get a, air quote, free show out there. And I hope this helps you guys at home. For real. Because these numbers are fucking bullshit. And if, Ryan, what are they putting 10 ads or something in the back of these shows?
Every 6 minutes for anything that
Is that
pops.
true?
Yeah, and there's no setting to stop that. It's you either say you can monetize or not, and then most of the time too, like you
But they
just
won't
said,
share
they
it
limit
if you don't
us,
if you don't
and,
click the monetization button. They won't share it with your subscribers and all that bullshit. So it's like,
yeah, because then Google doesn't make their cut off that video.
right.
So
And then Gary, you know way more about this than we do. What's the real fucking answer? I got to one guy. We had 12 different blocks in the back end and all this other shit. So like again, this relates to Kimmel. Cry me a fucking river with that bullshit. Like, this has been going on to us.
Yeah,
and the conservatives for years.
Where have any of these people complaining about this been for the past 10 fucking years?
I don't
Where
know.
was your anger then?
I know.
They've
Where was
been-
your anger?
they've-
Keep that
they've-
same momentum and energy when the pendulum swings back the other way. It's total bullshit.
To answer where they've been monetized on YouTube.
Yes.
So they didn't
Oh,
say
no, that was
so
rhetorical.
they didn't say shit. That's
Look, here's something interesting. As you know, I read the majority of the comments. I try to read the
And
chat.
I don't, and because you do this, like, I want to do a show every day and not think about a lot of shit. So yeah, go ahead.
People tell me all the time, they're like, so there's ads on Street Gonzo. Think about that. That's crazy.
It's not a monetized
they all
show.
say ineligible.
Yes.
Dude, the past 3 episodes say ineligible. They say ineligible. I didn't believe what people were saying. I was like, dude, it's not that bad. I went and I watched. They're getting 2 or 3 ads during a Street Gonzo episode that's like 25 minutes long.
Uh-huh. And right now,
It literally says ineligible.
This show that is currently live that you are watching right now on YouTube, on the back end, I'm looking at it right now. Monetization, limited. And it's AI, and this show hasn't even fucking ended yet, and it's already limited. Limited in what? If you're going to stuff 10 to fucking 20 ads in there, that money's going somewhere.
It's
not going here, clearly. I just showed you the fucking numbers. So where is it going? And all this other shit. If you hear any of this from the left, AOC, Ben Stiller, all these fucking people that have been commenting last night and today on Jimmy Kimmel, fuck right off, dude. You have not cared about the other side at all, and this is still going on to us. Even though Trump is in office, we can't make a goddamn dollar off of YouTube.
I think it's kind of funny that it took, in my opinion, one of, if not the worst late night host to get fired for people to have a conversation about free speech. Because we've been bitching and complaining about this for 10 years.
He's
I mean,
always
dude, what happened
he
when
wanted to
people
go
were
serious.
getting fired for not taking vaccines? What happened when people were getting deplatformed? Dude, I've had so many accounts removed for saying things that, maybe I shouldn't say sometimes, but more often than not, it was just reporting on things or things that I was interviewing someone and they said it.
But if the speech is truly free and we have free speech, then they wouldn't block that either. And so you would have had no problems on both sides. And to say one side versus the other that Trump did this, no, he did not. It was just a failing business model, and that is it. Kimmel decided to go out the way he wanted to go out. I promise you he will write that check in 7 to 10 days for his staff and his crew, and he can go off as a little hero and then start his podcast and try to go against Rogan, I guess, which is exactly what I said yesterday. Next.
So the reason I'm here, I got the segment put together.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Fuck off. I tell you what, I'm going to do the next ad read because that's the only thing that really keeps this shit on the air. It ain't YouTube. And then we will do the segment with you here. It's mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Get off the couch and get into the action today with mybookie.com. I am now 10 out of the last 12 on fake news here. I've been doing these teasers on MyBookie. MyBookie, to my knowledge, is one of the only sites that offers 6, 6.5, 7-point teasers, 10 and 13, which means you can add anywhere from 6 to 13 points to your side and then rock with it. I always do it on a Thursday night and a Monday night because typically I'm either closing out the week or starting the week, and I'm paying invoices or catching up with Hard AF Seltzer emails and all the other stuff. So I love to watch the entire game, which is why I do this personally. Now, tonight's game is the Bills-Dolphins. That is an excellent game for a Thursday night. It's on Amazon here. I went with a 6.5-point teaser. I did change from yesterday. All right, I want to make that clear. Derek Wolf hosts our NFL show with us. that aired yesterday on Drinkin Bro Sports. So here's what I did. I took a 6.5-point teaser. It was the Bills minus 13. I dropped that down to 6.5, and I jacked the under up to 56.5. Why did I make that last second move? I looked at some of these Thursday night games and the point spreads, and they just don't seem to score a lot of points on Thursdays. Probably, as Derek said a long time ago on the show, I think last year, a lot of players are exhausted from playing on Sunday and then going into a Thursday game. So I took the under of 56.5 tonight, and I took the Bills minus 6.5. That is my teaser on my bookie tonight. You can do this with college football. You can do this with NFL. You can bet on all your favorite fantasy football players tonight, how many yards, catches, touchdowns, all that other shit. And it's a fucking blast. Look, I say this on sports. I don't say it on here often. Don't put your fucking mortgage on gambling or any shit like that. Just do it for fun. That's all I do it for, and that's it. I'm not trying to get rich or buy a goddamn castle or anything. It's just fun. I'll throw a couple $100 on it, and I've done really fucking well on it. I'm sure my bookie's not amped about it, but whatever. I pick what I pick, okay? Bills, minus 6.5, under 56.5. And you can check all the bet slips from mybookie.com on Drinkin Bros Sports on Facebook. It is a private group. It is free, but you can see all the bet slips on there. And I have been on fucking fire this year. This is where I'm headed tonight. And best of luck to the rest of you. Go with God, okay? Do whatever you want tonight. It's up to you. Next up here, D'Anthony. Should we cut to Gonzo? Do you actually have it ready? Is that real? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I got something here about, I thought it was pretty poignant to ask people about the Epstein files, given that they have been blocked while there's been train murders and political assassinations and shitty late night hosts being fired. I quit smoking cigarettes.
That's a terrible idea. But go ahead.
Yeah, and I'm going to get juiced up on tests.
Good. Well, I like that.
I'm going to freak out.
Yeah, well, no.
No, I'm freaking out. I'm going to freak out.
No.
Free world. I'm going to freak out. Here's this segment.
You're not. Okay, good. Play it.
Think about the Epstein files. Should they be released?
Sure, yeah.
Why do you think they haven't been released?
Because there's a whole bunch of shady shit one way or another. That 1 minute clip that's missing, but now has been said it wasn't missing, that's pretty sketchy. I'll ask you a question. Is Jeffrey Epstein still alive?
That's a very good question, and I think he is. I think the Mossad faked his death and he's living in Israel.
I want to find a dead body. Serious?
Why do you want to find a dead body?
Because I want to be a part of a true crime story.
And I want to find a dead body.
Would you have sex with a serial killer?
If you were a serial killer.
What about these Epstein files? What do you think about them?
Well, fuck Trump. I think that Massey's onto something at the press conference. He said, I think there are very rich men who are in his ear that said, you make sure this doesn't come out. He named one of them. And
Wait, who?
I think it was a guy named Paul.
I think that the Mossad is blackmailing our entire government.
I'm still waiting for Trump to open up files.
Why do you think that they haven't been released?
Paul.
Because he was involved, for sure.
No comment. I don't really, There's a lot of names on there they don't want out. That's my thought process.
You think that everybody in the government's implicated?
I think there's a lot of them that are.
There's too many powerful people that are on those. Pedophiles protect the pedophiles. Anyone who's involved in that sort of thing, they're going to protect each other because they're going to stand to lose too much if it gets out.
They literally force newcomers to the upper echelon of the power apparatus to commit pedophilic acts on video so that they know they can blackmail them so they'll never dissent. I heard a taser. I think it's over here. Can we demonstrate a mild taser? Oh, God damn. That one actually sounds kind of scary.
You let that lady tase you?
What do you think about the Epstein files?
They need to release the damn things.
Why haven't they, you think?
To protect the folks that are, pedophiles.
I think the Mossad's behind all of it.
Absolutely behind it.
Thanks for tasing me. Yeah, I got a half chub going.
Oh, my God, dude. What was the level on the taser? I've been tased before. I'm embarrassed to say it, but we used to do it all the time to each other and just throw like a hot taser. And
so that's
back in
that
college.
was what, 2 minutes?
Yeah,
that's 2 minutes of a 15-minute video. I got tased 4 times.
Why?
I just had them keep going up and up because I wanted to see how strong they were. That last one.
That's what I did too.
That last one was. She said that if she did it too hard, I might piss my pants, and I only had one pair of pants with me. I don't know if that's true. Dan, did that last baton taser look strong enough to make me piss myself?
Possibly. I don't mean. the way something looks won't necessarily communicate that because people make things look scary that aren't sometimes. But if it's like a fucking cattle prod, decent chance you'll piss yourself. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
dude.
And I had to go to my son's birthday, so I wasn't trying to show up. Hey, Dad pissed himself at CrimeCon.
Afterwards?
The next day.
The next day.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got tased, and then went to your son. How old is your son?
He's 8.
8. He went to an 8-year-old's birthday the next day after getting tased by women.
Yeah, dude, and I rented a Camaro.
Did you fuck that girl, by the way?
I topped this thing out, but come on.
Yeah.
I rented this Camaro, and I topped it out flying down the highway in Cali at 142.
Whew. You get pulled over for that? You're going to prison.
I went by a cop.
Come on, man.
I swear to God.
You're going to prison, dude, if they pull you over.
But I like to speed in California because I hate that state. So anyways, back to the Epstein thing. So everybody we talked to literally was basically like, yeah, our government is involved in a pedophile ring.
I think this is the one thing, Dan, you can fact check me on this, that's almost all Americans agree on. That this is some weird cover-up, dude. And none of us are fooled by this bullshit. Especially after yesterday.
Except for people that are like literally in the Trump administration.
Well, they're not fooled by it.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
I think they were told to do shit. I don't think they're fooled by it.
People in cults are often fooled.
I think the people who have the access to the shit, who saw the shit, know the shit. You know the shit. You know what happened. We all know. I think we all know what happened. And I think I think you going and doing these things with normal Americans. It really is the belief of everybody, by the way, on both sides. Republicans and Democrats. I got Democratic friends that say the same thing. Republican friends that say, we'll all believe the same thing. So this is a nonpartisan issue, in my opinion.
Even some of the people we talked to that were like, oh, I don't have an opinion or I don't know, that didn't want to be on camera. Whenever somebody says,
they got a real job.
Yeah. No. But off camera?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're like, look, I just don't want to say it. It's insane.
I know.
So...
Appreciate it, Gare Bear. Out in these streets, dude. When's the next Street Gonzo coming out? Come on, man. Dude. The Flood Doc?
2026.
Yeah.
Hey, it'll come out when Jimmy Kimmel has a job again.
Oh, boy.
God, what a fucking loser. All right, I'm out of here.
Yeah,
dude.
exactly.
I'm going to go find Jimmy Kimmel.
All right, please do. Now, next up, Ya Khalil. A federal immigration judge has ordered Mohammed Khalil deported to either Algeria or Syria after ruling that he hid information on his U.S. green card application. You don't say. Judge Jamie Comins issued the September 12th decision in Louisiana, and said not to disclose his internship with the United Nations Relief and Works Agency.
Which is the organization that was implicated in the Hamas terror attack. By the way.
Same one.
I believe 12 of their employees were, at some point, they were arrested for blah, blah, blah.
Okay. So court filings unsealed Wednesday and published by the American Civil Liberties Union also show Komen cited the activism ties as central to her ruling. She denied Khalil's motion for relief, writing that omissions were deliberate and constituted grounds for removal. Federal authorities argue that Khalil's misrepresentations involved politically sensitive affiliations, raising both national security and foreign policy concerns. Khalil, a legal permanent resident, was arrested by ICE on March 8th at his Manhattan apartment. He spent more than 3 months in detention in Louisiana before being released in June when U.S. District Judge Michael Farbars. God, that's an awful last name.
That's not great.
He was neither a flight risk nor a danger to the public. Bob, can you put up a picture of this guy for the audience here to remind people of Khalil? This was the guy we did, how long ago was this story?
Everybody remembers this guy.
A year ago? Was the story a year ago at this point? I'm trying to remember when we covered it.
It's been going on for some amount of time.
It's been a while.
No,
yes.
It wasn't a year because this has been entirely under the Trump administration.
Well, we're heading on a year. I mean, it's November coming up next month, or shortly.
Yeah, but he didn't get inaugurated until the third week of January.
You're right.
So this has been a couple of 6 months, probably. Something
okay.
like that.
Yeah, there he is. So where are they shipping this motherfucker off to? Algeria or Syria? Do you have a preference? I vote Syria.
Well, he's from Syria.
Oh, great.
He was born in Damascus, and I'm sure he's probably got a fucking Syrian flag in his Twitter bio somewhere.
Oh, easily.
But yeah, the thing is, like when you come into this country, They ask you a series of questions, which, by the way, are getting updated right now. And for the citizenship test, they're getting quite a bit more specific than they were before.
Really?
Yeah. But
they weren't exactly barn burners, though.
No, even the ones,
the new citizenship questions.
even the ones they're adding now are not like. It's you would think there would be more.
Okay.
To be honest, but anyways,
Would I pass it?
No.
Yeah. Well,
no,
guys.
No. We can
Probably not,
take
right?
Bob. Find a fucking practice citizenship test. We'll take it right now.
I tell you what, we'll do it on a show next week. How about we make a whole show out of it? That'll be
this-
fun. Remember the other one we did?
You're just trying to create distance so you can fucking study.
He's
for the
gonna
test.
study.
No.
Oh no, no!
We're
It
gonna do
immediately lost, like entered, like it went out the left side of my head after I said it.
We
So,
we
yeah.
did that on softcore history actually,
Yeah.
and Jake is no longer an American citizen. That's why he left the show.
Oh, he failed?
I
he failed.
obliterated him
He's
on the
been deported.
citizenship
Yeah.
test,
Okay.
That whole story about him going to be a crabber in fucking Florida was.
I'd always
outrageous,
sounded
yeah.
suspect, dude. Yeah, he was a Mossad guy. Yeah.
I'll take one right now though if you want.
Same.
Anyways,
I'm kidding. I won't.
This question they ask, or one of these series of questions they ask when you come to the country to become both to get in on any kind of visa, plus to get a green card, a permanent resident card, or like, have you ever had any affiliation with foreign political groups, for example? And if the answer is yes, then it depends on the political group, obviously, right? Like if you were just a registered Labour Party voter in
England
and UK, who fucking cares, right? Like I was a staffer for the Tories or the Labour Party in England. I don't fucking care about that, right? Neither does our government. But if you were working for a very narrow section of the UN that's also been implicated in terrorism, UNRWA or whatever the fuck it's called, then now
you're not getting in.
Now you're not getting in.
Great.
You know, so
that makes me happy. Holy
Yeah.
shit. It's about.
I mean,
time.
that's the law. It's. I mean, it should be like that, obviously, right? So, you know, this guy lied about his involvement in that group, probably because he knew it was wrong.
Mhm.
I mean, that's the part that's very suspect. You know what I mean? That he would lie about that specifically because it's a UN organization. At the time, there was no smoke on them. UNRWA or whatever the fuck it's called. There was no smoke on that organization. That wasn't until I think it's like 6 months after the Hamas attack, something like that. So it's relatively new. It was sometime during 2024 that came out. So, you know,
they were protesting outside of, was it Colombia, I think?
He was, yeah.
He was,
but I'm
yeah.
talking about his work with UNRWA or whatever the fuck it is back in the day. That would not have been significant to put on your application at that time,
Right.
unless he knew that there was something going on there. You know what I mean? Like that's very suspicious to me. So I don't know. I mean, I think, you know, this is a good thing. Fuck this guy.
I think all of this is a good thing. I think you either assimilate when you come here and are proud to be an American, or fucking get out. Like that's it. Get out. I don't care. I wouldn't go in somebody else's country and shit all over their beliefs and all that other stuff. Like I would abide by their laws, by their rules, and I wouldn't shit on their fucking culture. Like I just wouldn't do it. It's not my country. So if I want to visit someplace, awesome, man. I'm going to try to be respectful. If I want to live there and try to get a citizenship, I'm going to try to learn all their shit. Hey, man, I'm proud to be here. So I don't know why this guy thought he was above the law in this situation or whatever. I'm sure the left is bitching about it right now. I would imagine, right?
I don't care.
He was their dude. Remember, they were Khalil, free Khalil.
Yeah, I mean, and there's like there's some stuff that goes on that I'm not super thrilled about. One of them is Rubio trying to say if somebody is anti-Israel, then they can't come in. Why? The fuck's that got to do with us?
Nothing.
Like
I agree
certainly,
with you.
certainly that's an initial indicator. If somebody is coming from a foreign country into the United States and they're super anti-Israel, I would want to look into why.
Mhm.
Are they Muslim? Out.
Gone.
I don't think we should let one Muslim come into this country. Not one. I don't care who they are. So that's a no-brainer for me. But
Do you wish that question was on the test?
to make it what if they're a Muslim or not? Yes,
I did too.
Yeah, I think we should ban immigration entirely, not just immigration, but visas to any country that's predominantly Muslim. I don't think that culture is compatible with ours. But anyways, I'm not gonna the word Israel should not appear in any legal document in the United States, not anywhere ever. What the fuck are you talking about? Israel is not the United States. I don't give two fucks what happens over there, and I don't want them involved in what happens here either.
I don't either, and I'm surprised to hear Rubio say it. To be honest,
no,
with you.
he's a fucking total Zionist.
Is he really?
Yeah, he always has been.
I don't get this Jews shit that's going on back and forth in the press with different politicians and celebrities and shit like that. Like,
well, when all the information comes out about these Discord channels with the Antifa people, and you see that part of their overarching strategy over the years has been to make that a wedge issue, Zionism, between Americans who probably don't give a fuck about it, then you'll understand. And when you see the foreign influence that's associated with Antifa get exposed as well, and the messaging that they use very heavy on that, to use Israel as a wedge issue, because it's an interesting confluence in the United States. You do have a lot of Zionist people. About at least a quarter of the country are evangelical Christians, and they're like 90% Zionist. 90, like higher than any other group of people. And then you have Jews, obviously, which is pretty small. There's only 8 million here. Not all of them are Zionists, by the way, but a great deal are. So you have a pretty decent minority group in the U.S. Probably like, I would say 30% of people are pretty Zionist here.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of people don't care, and then maybe 10% are just like, don't like Jews at all.
Have you ever met them out? I have not.
People that don't like Jews?
Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What do they say to you in regards to that? Just out of curiosity.
They couch their statements typically in Israel's trying to do this to our country or trying to do that to our country. And yeah, I mean, Israel does involve itself here all the time. So is Russia, so is Qatar, so is India, so is China. It's like nobody fucking, they tend to focus on just one group. Right, which is how you know that somebody's an asshole, frankly. So I just don't pay attention to that kind of people. What they do exist, but it's an easy wedge issue when you have a large minority that supports something, and then you have dipshit politicians who go over the top trying to protect that thing I don't even know what you call it, rile up their base or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
that's really stupid. So our politicians that are trying to do stupid shit like. Say that it's illegal for a U.S. contractor not to work with Israel if they choose not to. The right of association is paramount. It is paramount in the United States. The right of association is one of your fundamental rights. So just shut the fuck up with that bullshit. You're not going to tell me who I can and can't work with. I mean, they're trying to make it illegal for you. Let's say you provide a widget and you can't provide that widget to the federal government as a contractor if you don't also agree to sell stuff to Israel. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
No, that's crazy nonsense. And that's why people have grown to hate Israel. Not the only reason, but it's a big one.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big one.
And the media and conspiracy theories and all this shit.
Yeah, that pisses me off too. It's fucking bullshit. That should not be a thing. So, but you know what I'll choose to do is hold the people that are actually doing that accountable, instead of being a fucking moron and thinking that an entire group of people is somehow responsible for that. No, it is a group of people. It's a group of people in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, and I'm looking for Gary back there because I want to change my mind. He's the only one that is anti-Israel. I went over to his house. God, I hate to say this, but he was reading a hard copy of Mein Kampf, and it really threw me off my day. And, and he goes, "Oh, man, I'm so sorry." And he shoved it underneath his bed. Underneath his bed, there was 3 paperback copies of it. And I was just like, God damn it, Gary. Like, what the fuck, bro? So he's the only one. Everybody else, no, I've never met one in real life. Next up, advertiser-wise, firstform.com/Drinkin Bros. Andy Frisella won't give a shit about that lead-in. I can promise you that. They've got the best supplements in the biz. The microfactors over there? God damn, dude. I thought I brought them up here. People are stealing First Form shit from the studio. Left and right, by the way. And I understand it. It's one of the very best companies we've ever worked with. And my God, man. These level 1 protein bars that are right here on my desk. Bob, if you want to pull up that website, feel free here. Protein-wise, these are the best protein bars you will have on the planet. They've also got the powder, which you see there. Pumpkin spice protein is new. Not only for the ladies, but for the dudes. They got apple pie over there. I feel like every single week they're dropping a new flavor in both the protein powders and the protein bars. Now, my kids love the PB&J ones. I live and die by those, the peanut butter pretzel ones, and the salted caramel ones are still my fucking jam. Oh, goddamn. The birthday cake ones are very good. My kids love those. And the strawberry smash cake, too. But there's a million bars to choose from. Cookies and cream is also massive. They've got that in bars and in powders. And also the microfactors that I mentioned earlier here are They got the big 6 in them. Takes the guesswork out of vitamins. Let's face it, we all don't eat the way we need to or work out the way we need to on a daily basis. I'm going to eat like huge bun hot dogs all night, not care. However, I will get the proper vitamins inside of us. Big 6 is in them. You got the antioxidants, CoQ10s, multivitamins, fruits and veggies, EFAs, and the probiotics. They come in 30 individual bags. Boom, when you're done, you just reorder a box for next month. Mine was here and somebody fucking stole it. I'll find you. I'll fucking find you. And if you want to check out the rest of the supplements on their sites, as far as the whey and all that other shit, goddamn, the meat sticks, cut to the wide here, Ryan. The meat sticks right there in the middle next to the Brosman Trophy Award. Those are phenomenal. Ton of different flavors. The jalapeno and cheese is excellent over there. They do not make a bad product. Go to firstform.com/Drinkin Bros today. And that's First Form spelled with a 1. 1STPHORM. Firstform.com/Drinkin Bros, where, as always, you're going to get free shipping on orders over $100. Next up, who is George Zinn? Police say that a Salt Lake City man who is no stranger to the state's political scene claimed responsibility moments after the shooting death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk in an attempt to draw attention from the real shooter. The arrest also sparked something else, a child pornography investigation. Yeah, this was the guy that they were calling Larry David online. You can go ahead and pop him up on screen there. George Hodson Zinn, 71, was booked into the Utah County Jail for investigation of obstruction of justice and sexual exploitation of a minor on Monday, following a few days at the hospital. Newly released police documents also detail more of what happened that led to his arrest at Utah Valley University, which sparked a firestorm on social media. After the lone shot was fired shortly after 12:20 p.m. last Wednesday, and as Kirk's security team rushed him to a hospital, officers at the scene reported that they saw an older man lying on the ground surrounded by people appearing to be tending to him. Who the fuck is this guy?
So, pedophile, one, obviously.
Yep.
Yeah, so he was later identified as George Zinn. His name was floating around for a bit. People identified him pretty quickly. So is his number,
by the way.
Oh, maybe. Call me, maybe. His name and photo were floating around a lot. People identified him pretty quickly. But it wasn't him. So he... when the cop walked up to him to see why they were, quote-unquote, tending to him, he had fallen on the ground to cause a scene, according to him, by the way. And he says, I shot him, now shoot me. Said that twice to the police.
The old man did?
Yeah. They took him into custody and looked at his phone and found child pornography on his phone. And that's why he got arrested. And after they arrested him, they were questioning him. And he said that he did that to give the shooter time to get away. That's what he said.
Okay.
Which is interesting. He said, later said, quote, he did it to draw attention from the real shooter. And then he was first taken to a nearby hospital for an undisclosed medical condition, probably a prolapsed anus, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
While at the hospital, Zinn told an officer that, quote, he was glad he said he shot the individual so the real suspect could get away. Now, a few points on this. First, why is it every time there's some incident at a Democratic protest, you find pedophiles? Literally every time. Remember when Kyle Rittenhouse shot 3 people?
Yep.
One of them was a felon. One of them was a pedophile.
Yes.
One of them was a woman abuser.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, certainly there are good Democrats out there. I know some.
So do I.
But why is it the people that are politically active like this, there's always a fucking pedophile in the crowd?
Because
literally
they have nothing
always.
to do with their fucking time. That is my
Well,
honest guess.
I mean, I think pedophiles have a lot to do with their time.
Well, if you're online all day long, like, you don't really have a job, and if you're doing pedophile shit, which, to my knowledge, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, they found out he was a pedophile after going through his house and finding the shit on his computer. Is that correct?
I think they found it on his phone.
On his phone, okay.
Yeah, when they first took him into custody.
Gotcha.
Now, the second part is, what was this creepy weirdo part of some kind of conspiracy? As I mentioned at the top of the show, there's definitely a broader conspiracy here, and it may just be people who failed to act, like saw this guy talking about committing this assassination and just refused to notify police about it. It could just be that. It's definitely that, but it could just be that. I don't know if it's more. But it's a weird thing to in the moment immediately hear a gunshot, see a guy get shot, and then take credit for it, thinking that that'll allow the shooter to get away.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is that about? It's very bizarre.
Well, did you hear the rest of this? So, do you know he came back to the jail, the police station, and then confessed to the crime?
I don't know. What do you mean came back? He's not been released.
No. Actually, he's behind bars because of the child porn shit right now. But Bob, if you look him up, this George Zinn guy, I only know him as Larry David because that's what he was being called online. If you look him up, he went back to the police the next day later after the kid got arrested and said, "No, I'm the real shooter. It wasn't him."
This guy was never in custody for being the shooter.
Right.
Ever.
But he went back and told this to authorities. Can you pull that up, Bob?
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, I'm only finding that he said it initially.
My understanding
This is the guy who got arrested first, right?
He got arrested for something entirely different, though.
No. But they had him on the grounds, and he was supposed to be the dude who shot Charlie Kirk originally.
He was not being arrested for that. He was being taken for medical treatment. That's why they were escorting him away. And then my understanding is he told him that he had CP on his phone. And then that got a warrant for his house, which they then went to and found additional child porn. So I don't know specifically what the timeline of events with this dickhole is, but that's he's a guy this age that has child exploitative material on his phone has been at it for a minute.
Yes.
Like, that's not a late in life fucking situation, if you know what I mean.
So as of 3 days ago, and this is in that Discord chat. Oh, fuck. Is that the kid or no? Yes, that's him. Hang on. This old man, dude. Man arrested for allegedly faking confession to the Charlie Kirk killing is George Zinn. Yes.
He wasn't arrested for that. I don't know who wrote the article you're reading.
It is The Guardian.
That's not
The Guardian's a pretty big publication.
The Guardian gets sued more than any publication. Literally, they get sued more than anybody else.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah, that's not true. He didn't get arrested. You don't get arrested like that for an in the moment false report. I mean, that's not happening.
Okay.
He got arrested. He got carried away because I think they were taking him to get medical treatment, and then I think he confessed. I think he told him that he had CP on his phone, if I read that correctly.
Not sure. According to the Guardian here, I'm just going to read their statements. When asked by an officer where the gun was used to kill Kirk after they had this guy on the ground because they originally thought he was the shooter, Zinn allegedly replied to the officer, "I'm not going to tell you," which is why they initially took him in, and he purportedly claimed that he had acted how he did to draw attention away from the real killer in hopes of becoming a martyr for Kirk. This whole fucking story with this dude is extremely fucking bizarre. And I don't know the real answer here. But this was The Guardian, and I remember reading this article a couple days ago, and it says Zinn was brought to a hospital after experiencing an unspecified medical episode and told officers he was glad he shot the individual so the real suspect could get away, according to police documents as well as a statement from authorities. He allegedly was reluctant to let investigators look at his phone.
He definitely did not say what you just said. He didn't say he's glad he shot somebody because he didn't. He said he's glad he took attention away or whatever, but he didn't say he's glad he shot somebody.
This is according to The Guardian, so take it for what it's worth here. I'm just reading it word for word here. He allegedly was reluctant to let investigators look at his phone, saying he used the device to look at child sexual abuse material. Local sheriff's deputies wrote in a separate report, as the Utah news outlet, this is reported by KSL, noted, a search of Zinn's phone allegedly confirmed that there were more than 20 images depicting child sexual abuse, including of minors, believed between the ages of 5 and 12 years old, as well as explicit messages sharing the imagery with others. So ultimately, authorities arrested Zinn on counts of obstruction of justice. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they probably detained or arrested for that, but not charged.
Okay.
He probably hasn't. He probably won't be charged with that. Actually, he'll get charged for all the other stuff.
Right. So what he's being charged with now is the exploitation of minors with the alleged content on his phone. So that happened the day before that picture. Well, as the picture came out, I guess, to the press from the FBI. That's when he allegedly said this shit and did this shit or whatever. Is he bleeding in that picture, Bob? Put that on screen. Is that his mugshot?
That's his neck pussy, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that what it's called? I'm not a doctor.
So let me ask you this, because this is another serious question that I don't know the answer to. Do you typically get a mugshot? If you don't, or was this was after the child
He
porn?
got arrested and booked for the other stuff, I would imagine, yeah.
All right. So he's still in prison currently right now?
So far as I know, it'd be weird to let him out.
I think so too.
But who knows? I mean,
stranger things have happened.
Yeah, I don't know how seriously Utah treats child porn, to be honest. Like, I say that not to be provocative, but there's a lot of states you would be shocked. You would be shocked how not just the CP itself, but the assault of children. You would be shocked at the fucking sentences people get for that.
And by the way, it's red states too. Like, there's some fucked up laws that are still on the books regarding child pornography, and all that shit needs to be fucking changed. Next up is taking back Bagram. President Donald Trump on Thursday said his administration is trying to get the former U.S. Bagram airfield in Afghanistan back from the Taliban. You may remember, I think it was you that reported this last, April, I think?
Yeah, this April.
Yeah. Well, it's the last one. That's the last April for us, you know what I'm saying? What's the story with this one?
So right now, this is what's been going on for some amount of time. It was going on before the Iran stuff, when Iran started talking shit. But Trump, one of the things that Trump's wanted to do with the Department of War the entire time he's been in office, and even before the people that he was recruiting, Hexeth and so on, to be part of this, was to take back Bagram Airbase. It's 10 hours away from China.
Okay.
It is close to Iran. It's a very strategic base for us. So right now, behind the scenes, people made smoke about this, and a couple of people reached out to me and told me we were getting ready to do some kind of launch off from there.
All right.
And it's a deal with the Taliban. I don't know where it is right now specifically, but it's now being reported by Fox. In March, Fox reported that White House hostage envoy Adam Bowler met in person with Taliban officials at Kaya, which is Kabul International Airport, as he worked to secure George Glesman. But we want that was the first initial meeting, and my people, I had some people that were involved in that operation, and they told me that we were negotiating to get Bagram back, and I reported at the time, and it was like, that's not true. Well, it is definitely true. It's just a matter of time. I don't know what they're asking for. I know the Taliban has been reaching out recently to try to normalize relations with the U.S.
Do they want money?
I'm sure.
Okay.
They can't fund their own government. I mean, right now, China and Russia, to my understanding, are funding that government.
Right. That's what I heard as well.
You know, we've got to ask ourselves this question. It's a very strategic place to be, airbase wise, to be able to fucking just no question about that. Same with Korea. That's the reason we're still in South Korea is not to protect Korea, right?
Okay.
However, if you're a citizen thinking about this and thinking maybe it's a good idea, Trump's 70 chess, we trust this particular organization or that, keep in mind that Afghanistan was used by the United States government for decades to get heroin and opiates, other opiates, into the United States and create this opium crisis. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that they were directly involved in that shit. One of the reasons we invaded Afghanistan in the first place and stayed for so long was because of the opium trade. And that's not me talking. You can go find this information on dozens of different interviews with people who are directly involved with these operations. It's pretty much public knowledge at this point. So, yeah, it is a strategic air base. Probably, regionally speaking, without comparison because of where it is.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's certainly would make sense for us to be there, but you should also be very aware of what the U.S. government does in that area of the world, and it's nothing good.
I'm not amped about helping the Taliban whatsoever. You know more about this shit over there than I do, obviously. And the Air Force Base, I remember, isn't that where everybody was hanging off the wings of the plane and all that other shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's where 13 of our people got killed.
Yep.
Because of an incompetent administration.
So why should we fucking help the Taliban?
This wouldn't be helping them so much as it would be us.
We're still got to pay them. And what are they going to do with that money?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. We tried this strategy with Hamas. I mean, the United States and Qatar funded, and to some degree Israel as well, funded Hamas for years as a government, right? Hamas won the parliamentary elections in Gaza in 2006 and took control there. And our idea was, well, we can't just, there's no industry there, so we're going to fund them. I think we spent 15 years just giving them billions and billions of dollars. And they dug tunnels and bought weapons instead of building any kind of business.
Great.
Right? Will the Taliban do the same thing? It seems unlikely to me. To be honest, they want to be legitimate.
So for real?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, they really want to be legitimate. We're still, we've, Sean Bryan and Sarah, whatever her name is, Sarah Adams, I think her name is, exposed that we were paying the Taliban like $45 million a week or something like that.
Yeah, I remember that story.
So, yeah, I mean, it's never really stopped. I think the point here is that we're going to decide, we either have to, there's options, right? Like never go there again or deal with them or wipe them out. Those are the three options.
How are you answering that question?
I mean, I don't care. I would, if it were up to me, at least for the time being, I wouldn't be involved. But here's the problem, and I think it's a conversation worth having. So you say, well, the government can't be trusted. I agree. Taliban can't be trusted. Obviously, I agree with that as well. Okay, so we pull out, and then China puts a base there. How does that affect us? I think it's a fair question to ask. You know what I mean? Like
if China puts a base there, then I think you got to get involved.
Sometimes you sign a player just to keep the other team that's your rival from signing them. It's a strategic move, right? So I don't know. I mean, it's a useful conversation to have, and I'm not sure what the answer is. I don't really envy the people that have to make that decision. I mean, frankly, what I would like to see is the normalization of relations and then empowering the Taliban to kill anybody that comes at us, right? You're our pit bull. So if anybody here is trying to do terrorism, and you got to put them on a short leash, literally. Like if you just tell the leadership of the Taliban, if one person fucks up, we're dropping a JDAM on you. Right. Every time somebody comes at us, we're nuking one of your cities or something like that. That would be the only way that I would feel particularly comfortable doing any of this stuff. But that's not going to happen. We're going to make in reality, we'll make some fucking sweetheart deal, get bent over, and then there'll be a terrorist attack probably.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, I think that we should do everything we can to isolate ourselves from the Islamic world entirely.
Same.
I don't think that they're ready for prime time. I don't think I don't think the leadership or the average person is ready for it. I think they're stupid. I think this is not a think thing. You can look this shit up on the internet. The average Islamic country has an average IQ that would be mentally retarded in the United States. Mm-hmm. That's a fact.
It's like 60, right?
65. Yeah. I'm just not interested in participating in that.
Me neither.
So I think Evan said this years ago. I think we should. Yeah. When we invaded Afghanistan, we should have dropped nukes on the mountainsides where nobody lives.
Yep.
And then told them we're God and say, you have to follow our rules now. That would have been the appropriate response. Now they know that we'll just sit there and wait for them to blow us up.
Yep.
So it's kind of ruined. I wouldn't go back.
Can I give you my answer? Glass the place and then put Aaron Powell in charge.
I don't know who that is.
He is the CEO of Pizza Hut. I want dine-in Pizza Huts all over that region, and then we can actually have fucking peace. Okay? We can break bread together. We can break breadsticks together and have dine-in Pizza Huts and just live in a civilized world over there. That's all I'm saying. Not a sponsor of the show. Wish they were, by the way. Next up, D'Anthony. We got AmericanFinancing.net/Drinkin Bros. If you're a homeowner out there, this is for you guys, all right? Prices for the last few years are finally dropping interest rates yesterday. Jesus Christ. Jerome Powell finally dropped it 1/4 point. Oh, thank you. Oh, full quarter. We fucking love you. Fucking dipshit. A lot of people have had to reach for plastic credit cards, everything else to pay for bills, and those interest rates are 20 to 30%. Now, if you take equity out of your house with a 1/4% drop, shit, at least you're down to 7.25, I believe. So customers on average are saving about $800 a month when you let American Financing help you out. all their the people that work there, their mortgage consultants are salary based, so they're not going to. There's no reason for them to put you in a shitty loan. They don't get commissions on any of that bullshit or anything else. And it's also free to call. So if you just want to call, find out how much you can save, try to figure it out. You may be able to close in as fast as 10 days. You also may be able to delay up to 2 mortgage payments, creating even more savings up front, which rocks. And I highly recommend just giving them a jangle. Give them a jangle and see what happens over there. And then, Bob, my Airtable's down. Why don't you give us that phone number for us, dude? Hit me in the nutsack with it, dude, if you will.
Yeah, phone number is 866-887-2275.
Yeah, mine, and now it just came back up, by the way. That is 866-887-2275 or AmericanFinancing.net/Drinkin Bros. If you want to check them out, thousands, hundreds of Google reviews and all that shit. I've used them 3 times in the last, 6 years, I think, 7 years. Just from flipping product and all this other shit here. Product is in Hard AF Seltzer, by the way. And if you want to check them out on the Better Business Bureau disclaimer, you can go to NMLS 182-334 at nmlsconsumeraccess.org. Bob puts all of the links to the audio and video descriptions of our advertisers right underneath the show. So you're good to go. And yes, this is Texas, so there's still flies. God damn it, this fucking state, dude. It is crazy out here in these streets. Next up, D'Anthony. Why is Qatar funding American universities? According to Charlie Small, we've located over $100 billion in undocumented funds going from Qatar, i.e. the Muslim Brotherhood, to American universities. We found $10 billion at Cornell, and is that
1.3 billion at Texas
billion?
A&M. Texas
Billion?
A&M billion.
Well, they have a Qatar. They have a Texas A&M in Qatar.
They used to.
Is that shut down now?
Yeah, Brown.
Fuck, I was going to go to the game there this weekend.
At Brown University, there was $1 billion in one program called the Choices Program, led by Professor Omer Bartoy or some shit, a scholar of genocide, who's now arguing that Israel is committing a genocide, which is nonsense. Interestingly, he's running the project that received $1 billion from Qataris. And they're creating curriculum for over 8,000 schools across the country. These materials erase minorities from the Middle East, erase Jewish presence from the Middle East, erase Christian presence from the Middle East, et cetera, et cetera. They're basically trying to elevate the madrasa technique from the primary education facilities into U.S. universities. Now, just a quick overview of this. Qatar has donated billions to U.S. universities. This is the one place where they lead Israel, by the way. Everywhere else in political lobbying, Israel's way ahead, like $3.3 billion, I think, a year, something like that Israel spends political lobbying. They're at maybe a tenth of that for university. I think it's like over the course of the last 10 years, Israel spent about $350 million on universities and shit. They don't care about that. They care more about the political stuff. Is
Qatar Muslim? Forgive me for interrupting you.
Yeah.
Okay.
A 2020 Department of Education investigation finding $6.5 billion in unreported foreign funds, mostly from Qatar. ISGAP reports $1.95 billion to Cornell directly, another $1 billion to A&M for campus and research. Brown denies $1 billion to choice programs, calling bias claims false. Qaradawi, who's a Muslim Brotherhood guy who lived in Qatar and influenced Oxford's Islamic Studies, was part of the funding ties to ideology and stuff like that. So Qatar and A&M would say that this was for research into oil and stuff like that. Maybe it was.
Okay.
Some of it, yeah. But a lot of it was about curriculum specifically. So Qatar offered refuge to the Muslim Brotherhood after they got kicked out of everywhere.
Okay.
And to Hamas, if you remember, the entire leadership of Hamas lived in Qatar.
Oh, yeah.
And there was just another attack, 2 weeks ago? Israel bombed
the shit out of them, yeah.
Another group of those guys. So, if you're upset that Israel is involved in our politics, and you should be, by the way. You should be upset that any foreign country is in any way involved in our politics, whether it's Iran, China, Russia, Israel,
APAC,
anybody.
all that bullshit.
Fuck these people.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of my country. Then you're not upset about this, then that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit of a problem that you would be upset about one and then upset about another. If you didn't know about it, well, now you know, and it's time to get upset. Adjust yourself. Did you know and not care? Then just say that you hate Israel. That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care whether you do or not. But you know, if you're going to be fine with a country like Qatar that is an open supporter of terrorist organizations, the Muslim Brotherhood and Hamas, then you and I need to have a different conversation, right, about your constitution as a human being and whether or not you're an actual patriot or not. If you're reasonable, you'll want every illegal immigrant the fuck out of this country. They don't belong here. You want any foreign country, no matter who they are, the fuck out of our politics. And that's your standard. And if it's not, then you're just full of shit. I don't want to hear any more of this stuff. I just don't want to hear it. Like, oh, Israel's doing more than everybody. I don't care. I don't care what the amount is. Get them all out.
All of them.
Spend the same amount of time talking about this as you do the other thing. Otherwise, shut the fuck up.
And with Qatar specifically, I'll go back to what you said earlier about Muslims in this country. I think that's exactly why they're spending the money, is to infiltrate these fucks into the country.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a long game with the fucking Muslims.
I mean, it's just propaganda. Like, so Saudi Arabia is more subtle. They're doing it through sports. Sports washing, they call it, right? They're trying to whitewash their past from all the evil shit they've done by, like, hey, don't you like soccer? You like golf, right? Just relax.
Guess who put on that fight on Saturday night on Netflix?
Yeah. And it is what it
Saudis.
is. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not an entirely dumb thing to do. In my opinion, the smarter thing to do is to say, hey, the people that came before us were kind of assholes, and now we're going to fucking start living right. We're trying to get better over here, and we would like you guys to participate.
Oh, yeah.
In that. We want to join the adult table. That's what you should say if you're Qatar or if you're Saudi Arabia or anything like that. And I would appreciate and respect that if they did, frankly. This I don't respect, and I also don't respect anybody that holds Israel to a standard that they refuse to hold literal state sponsors of terrorism to. Frankly, I think that's a ridiculous, silly person that shouldn't be taken seriously about anything.
And lastly, to piggyback off of what you just said, I don't believe in that fucking APAC bullshit either.
No, they got to get the fuck out.
They can fund
Yeah.
these elections and these candidates. And
Well,
all this other
it just
shit.
needs to register as a foreign agency. Because it is. It's I don't care if it was started here in America and run by American Jews. It is still an organization that caters to a foreign government.
Correct.
Get the
Overseas.
fuck out.
Yep.
Like you can either register under FARA or you got to go. That's it. I don't care who it is. I don't like CAIR, CAIR, the fucking Muslim one. Get out of here, man, with this bullshit. Why the fuck, when they're both extreme minority groups in this country, it's like 6% of our country are Jews, I think. And anyway, and I'm talking about like Semitic and Ashkenazi, total 6% maybe, and then another couple of percent of Muslims, and here we are arguing about it. Why?
I don't know.
Fuck everybody.
Yeah.
Like this shit has nothing to do with us.
If you're not American, I don't fucking care. Like, I just don't. I still don't understand why A&M decided to do this, Texas A&M.
Well, I mean, Qatar is an oil. Qatar's a.
They got a shit ton of money. I
They're
understand.
not just a shit ton of money. It's a U.S. ally, right?
Really? Oil,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah,
A&M's a huge oil school.
Yeah,
Makes
A&M's an
perfect
oil
sense.
school. Qatar's an ally. Qatar not only is an ally specifically, but they help us with Kuwaiti oil and a bunch of other shit as well. They're very close to Iran, and if anything ever happened to Iran, Qatar might slide in there and take some advantage of that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it makes sense that they would do that. It's just like on one level. On the other level, it's like, okay, well, why does the entire leadership of Hamas live in Qatar?
I don't know.
That's something to ask.
Yeah, it is. And why was Israel allowed to bomb Qatar with no retaliation whatsoever, and they targeted a specific building to take out the leaders of Hamas and no one else?
Yeah.
Somebody within the Qatari government approved that.
Yeah, I just think global politics and international companies and all that stuff, it's very complicated and blah blah blah, etc. I get it, but what I really like is assimilation. That's what I like.
It.
There's this. There was some the Brits have taken to the streets. I don't know if you've seen this. It didn't get a whole lot of coverage.
Tommy Robinson?
Yeah, it didn't get a whole lot of coverage.
It did on Twitter.
Yeah, well, that's the only place.
That's it. Yeah.
It didn't get a whole lot of coverage, generally speaking, but there's been a lot of like public demonstrations and shit like that recently. And in one of them, I wish I could find it. In one of them, Tommy posted or reposted this fucking black lady, and I don't know what country she was originally from, but she was like screaming at people that she's fucking British. She doesn't get like I'm from somewhere else and I'm black, but I'm British, god damn it. And that's why the fuck I came here in the first place, not to have these mongoloids sneak in here and fucking ruin our country.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you give me that immigrant, and we're not even having this conversation right now, to be honest, right? And we're making money.
Yeah,
we're making money, and we have safe streets and blah blah blah. That's what would be happening right now if that's the kind of immigrant we were letting in. Unfortunately, that's not the case.
And for us right now, like America, for example, a lot of Mexicans who came in here legally are pissed off at people who didn't come in here legally, and they're like, "Hey, man, you're fucking up my life too. So get the fuck out." We've heard that a lot, man, from a lot of people. So, yeah, I get it. Last question, Bob. Is this why A&M is so good this year? Like, are they finally back because of the Qatari money? Is that where
that's over? You got to think Qatar is funding their NIL.
Well, if you shut down the school, the money went somewhere. The school is finally fucking good again, and they think they can beat Texas. So maybe, dude, who knows? Maybe they got a better football team out of it. Conspiracy. You can call me a conspiracy theorist on that one. All right, now's the point in the show where we get to the Drinkin Bros of the week. Did Brandon launch those shirts and everything off drinkinbros.com?
Yeah, they're on there.
Do you want to post that up right now
Sure,
on drinkinbros.com? Yeah. Okay, great. I'll let you explain here because you've been in close touch with them regarding these shirts that are for sale currently and hats.
I mean, it's just those two things that you see right there. You're going to put those up.
Okay.
It's a hat, a shirt. It just says Charlie on it. It comes in all different. The shirt
Colors.
Comes in whatever color you can think of.
I loved the black and white one you wore the other day. Is that available?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
But the purpose of this is just like so you can let people know that you're not a coward.
And
essentially,
all of the money is going, the donations are going to Turning Point USA.
Yeah, I don't know how much it is for the hat specifically. I don't know the dollar amount, but for the shirts, it's $15 is our
donation.
That's how much. That's how much we would have. Well, that we
just
split
covers
that.
the cost.
Yeah, we split that, so it's like $750 would be our
cost
profit for it, and then Brandon's, our merch guy, would be $750 as well. We just combine that, and all the proceeds are going to TP USA.
Yeah, because when you were wearing that on the show, we got a lot of comments about it, and we said, hey, we'd be more than happy to do something for charity and for Charlie's charity as well. So that's it, and that'll compensate the dude who makes them for $750, and then the rest goes to Charlie. So at Turning Point USA. Hats and T-shirts are available on drinkinbros.com. You can also submit for Drinkin Bro of the Week. However, we do have some Drinkin Bros of the Week. As you know, we are heading to Pennsylvania next week for the whiteout game between Oregon and Penn State. That all kind of seems trivial right now because of yesterday's news. Dan, do you want to tell us what happened yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, 5 officers were shot and 3 were killed in a shooting in York County, Pennsylvania on Wednesday. The gunman, who has not yet been publicly identified as of the time of this taping at least, was also killed by police. He added, that's from the state police commissioner, Christopher Paris, and he added that who they are and who they work for and all that stuff will be released later. I think they're probably still in the process of notifying families and shit. But the shooting took place as officers were following up on a domestic-related investigation. 2 wounded officers were taken to a hospital, remain in critical but stable condition. It's a large scene. They're still working through it. Shapiro, obviously was not thrilled. This is an absolutely tragic and devastating day for our York County and for the entire Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We grieve the loss of life of the 3 precious souls who served this county, served this Commonwealth, and served this country. We continue to pray for the full recovery of those who are dealing with their wound. All the associated three-letter agencies from the federal government are involved, including the FBI. I'm not sure what the circumstances of this case are.
I don't either, and I'm not going to speculate until we know the actual answers.
I don't know anything to speculate about. So the shooting came just a month or a couple months, I think 2.5 months after another York County officer was killed in the line of duty. So these are our Drinkin Bros of the week. These cops who risked and ultimately lost their lives, and the ones that are in the hospital now, just trying to protect people, usually. You know, the police, fire, EMS, our warriors, everybody out there who do the same thing every day. This country doesn't exist without them, without you, if you're one of them. And, you know, as much of an antagonistic relationship as many of us have with the government, it's not personal about you. We do respect and appreciate what you do. And, you know, anytime your number gets pulled, it fucking sucks. Because usually, I mean, not usually, it's always somebody's dad or uncle or fucking best friend
Husbands,
or some shit like that,
yeah.
you know?
No. Wife, I don't know if they were female too. Too early right now to tell. And I'm with you. I think they're probably notifying the families or something, I would imagine. So I'll end it with a tad bit of breaking news here because listeners are sending this in. Bob, can you check your Twitter real quick? I can't obviously hear the audio in this video, so you're going to have to play it, but I'll read it, and then you can play the video. Bridget Macron's legal team has now offered photographic and scientific evidence claiming to prove she is a woman to a United States court for the defamation suit against Candace Owens. What is this video we're seeing, though? This is the one we keep getting tagged in. Press play.
Aujourd'hui, nous rentrons dans la littérature par le 17e, d'accord? Et chez votre joie. Donc, siècle classique. Enfin, alors, je vais vous mettre à contribution pour les lectures de texte.
I don't
alors,
speak
attention.
French. Do you, Bob?
Sur la lecture, il y a une posture lecture.
No, I can read it a little bit, but I can't speak it.
Okay, because the defamation suit against Candace Owens is a lot of money. If she goes down in this will be on an Alex Jones type level here of a dollar amount. So, yeah, every Drinkin Bro has hit me up on Twitter saying we're getting the pics. We're getting the pics here. So if you're offering photographic evidence, I see some poster dick, I guess, you know.
I mean,
what are you hoping for?
I'm hoping to not see a 70-year-old vagina.
I'm okay with it. You know, I want to see whatever's there. Whatever's there, I don't kink shame, never have, never will. So yeah, show me it. I want to see it, dude. I want to see it. Who's photographing it though? Is what I want to know. You know, Annie Leibovitz. Who would you pick? Ansel Adams. Is he still alive?
Probably have Picasso draw it.
Oh, man, dude. The amount of people's memes on this that I'm being tagged in are really funny. I love you guys. We love our listeners. Thank you for tuning in and day out.
Also, Candace Owens is a fucking retard.
Yeah, so if she gets popped
you know what?
in this...
You know what? Before we go, Bob, go to your Instagram DMs.
If she gets popped in this, Dan, I will not care.
It's only a matter of time before it's something. So she and Tucker, for some reason, are on this thing trying to make it seem like Charlie was... having problems with Israel leading up to all this stuff.
I have never heard any of this.
No, it's nonsense. They already fucking
they've
removed
deleted it. They
Jesus
have
Christ.
deleted it, dude.
So
Huge shock.
This was a compilation of. I guarantee you, Tucker Carlson's media company had that pulled down. They probably filed a fucking DMCA about it. So what the video showed was Tucker making a claim, and then Charlie at a separate meeting saying like literally the opposite, time after time again. Like, well, Charlie was starting to think this way, and it's him talking shit about Gaza. Like, immediately, like, get the fuck out of here, man.
I don't get it, man.
It is the most, like, I've given, I've never had any time for Candace Owens. A lot of people liked her in the beginning. Some people still do. Most people don't, in my opinion, except for the bots that are reinforcing her nonsense on the internet. But the vast majority of people that I know just think she's a fucking clown now, and she is. And always has been. I gave Tucker, though, a lot of leeway.
I liked Tucker when I met him, dude.
Yeah.
You do too.
I did.
Yeah.
After this, it's a bridge too far. I'll never do anything with that guy again.
What if he apologizes and says, "Hey, man, I got caught up in all the shit and I was wrong"?
You know, it's going to require a pretty significant apology for a guy who's trying to pull this shit to reinforce his worldview or to get paid for clicks or whatever it is he's trying to do when the guy's body's not in the fucking ground yet. Right. I'll never forgive him for that, probably. I can't imagine even having a conversation with him at this point without slapping him in his fucking face.
I would be curious what Charlie's wife has to say.
That is the most egregious shit I've ever seen in my life. The way that these people are fucking just trying to use his death, and the same way that the left always tries to use people's death to get guns banned and all this shit. It's the same goddamn thing that's happening. It's fucking despicable.
And if you want to do a fucking charity like we are doing or something like that to help out his family and Turning Point USA, the more the merrier, dude. We encourage you to do all of it. Fucking rip those designs if you want to. We don't.
Well,
care.
Tucker did. I think Alps raised $10 million for the family already.
Oh, great.
Good for them. I'm glad they did it, and I appreciate the fact they did that, but it doesn't excuse this shit. You don't get to fucking pull this.
So why? But he owns Alps. Why would he do it and then say this other shit is what I don't understand.
To buy himself cover. He thinks he's a good person.
Tucker?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's not, because a good person wouldn't do that.
Well, I've met him. You've obviously been on the show with him before and everything else. I hope he issues an apology for this. And
I can't imagine he would. He doesn't think he's doing anything wrong.
I know. But if they took down that video, somebody at his team, exactly to your point, dude, Hollywood-wise, you fucking rip that video down, file a trademark issue, and here's what you do. When you file a trademark on it, that means nobody can repost it ever. And the last time I saw that was, God, who was the kid on fucking YouTube who diarrheaed into the other guy's mouth?
Blippy?
Blippy, yeah. That's what they did to get rid of that video on the internet.
It's still out there.
Well, one place has it, and I saved it, and it's my special thing. I've got my own secrets. Right now, I got a half pound of shredded boar's head turkey in my pants, and nobody knows that, okay? But that's to get me through the day, all right? But I love you. Go to Spotify. Rate this show a 5-star and watch the video. The video's on Spotify. We do the free shows on YouTube because we don't get a goddamn, 80 cents from them or whatever. It does go to Spotify. Patreon is always Patreon. We'll keep it there. Yesterday's thing, by the way, there is no conspiracy. It was we think weather or internet. We're not really sure, but that was our fault on Patreon yesterday where the video got cut out in the middle, right, Ryan?
Yeah, and it was re-uploaded right after we were done.
It is.
That's exactly what.
But there is no conspiracy. Or I know we were talking about a lot of conspiratorial shit.
I mean, on our end, maybe YouTube did. I don't know.
I'm not sure what the back end is.
Why? I think we need to look into fake Ryan's past now.
You think it's him?
Like, how Jewish is he exactly?
Ryan Jewish at all?
Were we talking about Jews?
I have zero.
Okay, we're just making sure, dude.
We'll see when I open you up.
We'll find out, dude.
When I open you up and fucking shekels fall out.
Yeah, we're gonna find out real quick.
Or if we find that hidden Jew gold around your neck, like
exactly,
like
they all have it.
Because one of the toilets is clogged. If I find a fucking dreidel in there, dude, that came out of your asshole,
maybe a lock.
Well, that's not typically where you would keep it.
Well, I don't know.
You should know.
I'm not Jewish. I don't know. Jews. Everything's the Jews right now. It's not the Jews. But again, we appreciate you tuning in. Go to
by the
iTunes,
way,
rate the show 5-star.
Slav says if it was the weather, we do know who to blame. Which is a fair point, actually. I might still ban him tomorrow, but we'll see. Actually, we're off tomorrow, so
we are.
You're safe.
We are.
For one more day.
It is a pre-recorded show tomorrow, so you're good. I'll be here. I got to do taxes, so I'll be here. If you want to pop by and have a drink, whatever. But yeah. We sometimes shoot episodes in advance when we're going out of town, which we are. We're leaving next week to go to Penn State. So we'll see you there, and we're working on a big guest for that show. And we'll let you know as soon as it's confirmed. I don't like to cock tease it unless it actually comes true, so there's that. Again, appreciate you tuning in. For D'Anthony Hollaway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is Drinkin Bros Fake News.